This woman.
Hello there, chat. How are you doing in this spooky month? On the one occasion during the month, probably, on which I get to stream. And of course, it wouldn't be a me stream without us talking about some awful, absolutely awful fucking people. The short intro that you just seen here is gonna set the stage about the fuckery some people are kinda, you know, very characteristic about. And this this particular video that you just watched, I use this reaction image very often. It's really quite fitting for today's subject. Like, let me just play it again, so in case you missed it for whatever reason.
This woman.
That's essentially my sentiment about today's subject, which is the, for some reason, very popular, formerly popular, who the fuck knows at this point, YouTuber slash VTuber called EmiOK. And don't be fooled by that last part of the name, that okay, she's anything but. She's absolutely anything but okay, as you will learn during this stream. As, you know, let me preface this stream by saying this. When you're a popular female content creator on the internet, especially in the video sphere, you have a lot of ways to get popular. There's so many ways to get popular as a woman. Being the most generous option, you could have gotten your popularity by merit. You could have possessed a set of skills that has gotten you to the point where you are at, with a fan base, with adoring fans, probably also a very lucrative career that can support your lifestyle. Of course, you could be also very charismatic. You could be intelligent. You could be well-spoken. You could make a career out of that too, of course. And those options are not only available for female, but also male streamers, of course. Any content creator for that matter. And then we start going down the bottom line of why someone got popular on the internet. We have people that ride the coattails of other popular content creators in order to eventually get popular by some kind of weird osmosis, some kind of weird trickling down of popularity upon you from someone that is much better than you, probably a much better person than you in terms of personality and character, and also someone that got to where they are by some kind of merit. I don't know. I'm not the one to judge, because merit can be defined by so many different things, and not all people see merit the same way as I do. And you could get popular like that. You could just simply ride your way up that escalator with somebody else and get popular like that, as a female. And the bottom line is you could show your ass and tits to people and, you know, just not put much effort into any of that. You have God's blessings after all. You have your memories and you have your derrière that you can show to people. And doesn't take much for others to gravitate towards that. And riddle me this, chat. What do you think? What do you think EmiOK's path to popularity was? If you guessed options number 3 and 4, you've guessed correctly because that's exactly what she did to get where she is. And that's her story in a nutshell. And I could end the stream here and spare you some additional information, but that wouldn't be very fun. But before we actually get again to the core of this stream, to the very essence of it, I need some background music to go along with what we have today. And since it's spooky month, I have some lo-fi. Maybe not all of them are lo-fi. Haunted house music that is hopefully, last time I checked, it was copyright free. So let's check a look, as they say. It's gonna be very spooky because we're gonna be dealing with thoughts. And man, oh man, do I hate thoughts. It kind of opens up something primal in my mind. I start to understand why people start to hate women because they encountered someone so fucking bad, someone so fucking ghastly that they just change their whole perspective on a singular gender, which is of course a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. So I'm gonna try to fight these urges as hard as I can during this stream, but it's gonna be very hard because we're dealing with a very, very dumb and very very vile person. But yeah, here's our background music, and let me kind of explain what we're gonna be doing today. So I divided today's stream into two very significant and distinct parts. I call them the present and the past. With the present, we're gonna be taking a look why EmiOK actually landed in my sights again. Because for those of you that absolutely do not know what she was up to 2 years ago, well, let me enlighten you. EmiOK has first landed in my sights back 2 years ago in May of 2022, with the usual spiel that people usually do on Twitter. Essentially, someone you'll see what I mean once I get to the details of it. But essentially, someone decided to say that they have a lolly VTuber model, but at the same time they aren't a lolly. They're like, story is all this fucking time at this point on Twitter. Like, nothing new. Very dumb statement to make, I know. But in response to this person, EmiOK decided to inject her very informed opinion on everything, and it just kind of escalated from there. And we're going to be taking a look at what happened during that time. And we're also going to be taking a look a little bit into her past. Because her past is probably where the most fucked up things lie. The second part is the present. EmiOK once again decided to go after a lolly VTuber in light of Twitch's latest tightening up of their rules regarding appearance of characters, of VTuber characters on their platform. And as some of you probably know, having a lolly VTuber model or another quote-unquote young-looking VTuber model on the platform and doing whatever Twitch considers to be sexual, that's verboten. And you cannot do that because Twitch, in all of their wisdom, are just going to be treating these characters as children anyway. But more than that, they also tightened up the attire rules in there, so VTubers cannot be very skin exposed, so to speak. To the fucking point, chat, that they cannot expose their thighs anymore. They have to cover up their fucking thighs. So, you know, the alternative is just gonna wear some kind of Muslim clothes of the Muslim faith. There's many variants of these kinds of clothes to cover up your body properly in order not to break any of Twitch's rules. And it's kind of funny to think about it because another thing that has been happening in the past few months, maybe even a year now, is that VTubers have been getting suspended and getting temporary bans on Twitch quite a lot more often than normal Twitch streamers. Those that are actually using their real life appearances as they stream. And of course, what you and I would consider cam whores on Twitch usually only get slapped on the wrist for shit like that. So the EFOTs can oil up their tits all they want. They can show and twerk their asses at the screen all they fucking want. And the worst that can happen to them is they're gonna get slapped on the wrist in the form of a temporary suspension that lasts like 7 hours. And then they'll go back to the same shit, doing it over and over again, because that is what makes Twitch's revenue, I imagine, most of it at this point. There's so many fucking of them, but again, I'm kind of speculating on that revenue. But you know, if they really, you know, believed in protecting anybody on that platform or having any kind of ethics or morals around the situation, they would be banning these excuse my wordage here, whores, left and right all the time, but they don't. And upon seeing that, these women that absolutely do not care who they stream to, usually to fucking underage people, and do not fucking care, like whatsoever. That's why I'm using such a harsh fucking language when talking about them. They just do whatever they can to skirt those fucking rules, and sometimes they don't even skirt them. They will fuck they will fuck men on stream and only get like a 7-day ban for that, not a full suspension. Not like, no fucking way. Yes, that's a thing that actually happened on Twitch, like maybe a year ago or something like that. Like a woman was just getting fucked on Twitch, and they just banned her for like 7 days or even less than that, and then she just fucking got back as if nothing ever fucking happened during that time. So that's how it was. But yeah, that's the situation on Twitch, and that's what today's case is surrounding. EmiOK decided to comment on a post about a lolly VTuber essentially complaining that, you know, due to her body type being very similar to her VTuber model, she cannot be treated as an adult on the platform, and she's essentially being discriminated against because of her appearance. And EmiOK, of course, decided to body shame her because that's what she does best, is act like a whore and then shame other women for their own choices. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at with the present, because there's a lot in there. I'm kind of debating if we should start with the past or just start with the present and then go back to the past, but I think it's going to be more effective if we start with the present and then just escalate towards the past, because again, that's in the past is where all of this shit is the most egregious. So without further ado, and with this very long introduction to the topic, let me get some stuff up, and then we can read through all of this, because there's a lot of tweets. My favorite thing to do in the entire universe is reading fucking tweets to you guys, with dyslexia. It's my favorite brand of content. So let's let me get on that, and then we can explore this shit and how fucking awful it was. This is the past saga. I mean the present saga of what we're talking about here. So essentially, it starts with this. This is a snippet from Twitch's new enforcement, or rather, heightened enforcement rules in regards to VTuber stuff. And it states this: enforcement notes and clarifications. Content warning. Depicting fictional anime characters of a childlike appearance, lolis/shodas, with any kind of sexual framing is not allowed. This applies to VTubers and within games where avatars are uploaded, such as VR chat, with childlike avatars, even if the broadcaster and operator of the avatar is above the age of 18. Any humor regarding anything sexual in relation to minors will result in an immediate action on your account. Yeah, I can very much see these rules being enforced, especially with the second thing. I've seen so many fucking people make very off-color jokes about fucking minors on Twitch and nothing ever fucking happened to them. And I really doubt Twitch will enforce any of these rules fairly towards anyone. But with that out of the way, here's said VTuber that decided to essentially complain about all of this. A VTuber called New. Thanks for the 5. Let me read that real quick before I continue. SGTD4C, thank you for the $5. I thought her name sounded familiar, then I realized she used to be on a channel called Drumsy, one of the VR chat channels. She was controversial. Yeah, controversial is taking and speaking about it very lightly. And this is essentially who EmiOK got big of, by riding Drumsy's coattails all the way up to who she is right now. Someone who entirely does not fucking deserve to be in the position that she is in. But there's so many stories like that out there, so, you know, it's really nothing fucking new, unfortunately. But going back, this is the VTuber I was talking about, complaining about Twitch's enforcement, new enforcement rules with the enforcement notes. And she had this to say. I am 24. My lolly VTuber model is the same as my in real life adult body. Assume that since many people mistake me for being a minor, I am not allowed to be an adult anymore? Why is it that am I doing something wrong by making mature jokes as an adult? I can't help how I look or sound. And this is a close-up of her body. And this is her VTuber model. Essentially a lolly. By my estimations and by what I found out is that the VTuber doesn't really do much in terms of what you would consider sexual content. She does have a not safe for work tag, but I imagine like she doesn't actively like promotes it or anything like that. And you know, how many lolly VTubers have you seen making sex jokes? How many VTubers have you seen making sex jokes in general? All of them fucking do it. But yeah, it's not allowed anymore. And here's where all of this shit started. EmiOK decided to bust out her fucking wall of text generator and quote tweeted that person saying this. The false suppression is taking me out. You are 24 and acknowledge a rule is set in place for a sexualization of childlike bodies, and your first thought is, but my body is childlike. Are you telling me I don't deserve? Correct! You do not. Be responsible. Your avatar is not your body. Your avatar is not going to experience suppression of any type of issue. It's a fucking character. It's not real. And this would sound, you know, reasonable if this bitch didn't believe what she believes, and we'll get to that. Because first, she makes the distinction between these two things. One being her real body and two being the character not being the same like at all. But then she continues and says this bullshit. Adults put their children on the internet willingly for content. They usually don't even notice there's thousands of downloads from people who are not using the content in the correct ways. The adults basically feed into the need to share content that is harmless. To the non-minor attracted person, which is a very, very fucking weird thing to say, by the way. Because the only people I've seen describe pedophiles as minor attracted people are actual maps themselves, are actual pedophiles. So I am really not sure why she decided to use this term in this context, but let's continue. But a goldmine to someone who is specifically trying to find easy access to viewing a child. You are the adult in this scenario. You are controlling what content your little JPEG creates or what kind of audience the character accumulates. You need to hold yourself responsible to the type of audience you grow, and you need to be the one who realizes this is not good for all audiences. Yeah, and those fucking Twitch whores are. Those are good for all audiences, right? All of these oiled up women on Twitch that minors jerk it to on a daily fucking basis. Those are fine for general audiences everywhere. This could attract the wrong crowd. And again, what kind of fucking crowd do these fucking women that show their asses attract? Is that the right kind of crowd? Like, riddle me this, because I don't fucking know. I am so tired of people skirting around the rules and getting genuinely upset at Twitch's TOS, telling people to stop farming inappropriate audiences. This is not a debate of Twitch, other flesh tubers showing skin, or anything like that. This is a debate over people who don't understand the type of audience they are farming. Good luck to you as you struggle this intense battle of needing to add one more JPEG layer on your character or hold back from sexual jokes. What a hard time. What a bitch. And she even gets worse from this point onward. Wouldn't you fucking believe? And then, not taking this kind of fucking talking points, you decided to respond to the bitch and said this. I am not a child. I do not look like a child, and I shouldn't have to act like a child because Twitch thinks I look like one. Pretty contradictory to say you're a lolly, but you aren't a child. Just because lollies aren't necessarily fucking children. That's how it is. And if we were talking about, real life stuff, lollies aren't children because lollies aren't fucking real. And children are real fucking things. They're real people. Lollies aren't real people. They do not exist. Yo, didn't she abuse your boyfriend? It also played as a lolly in VRC talking about sexual themes, and I really like the Dora Explorer skit. Roro! History repeats itself, and then she links to a post that she herself deleted because she's retarded. So here's a first snippet of how EmiOK debates people. She tries to defend herself by linking to a tweet that she herself deleted, and you'll see a lot of that kind of stupidity going forward, because it just gets worse from there. Like, if you think her very long ass post was any sort of reasonable and well thought out, I kind of dread for you going forward if you thought that was logical. But we'll get to that boyfriend abuse and all of that other shit in due time. Do not worry. For now, we're just reading through this. You're one of the cam girls Twitch banning VTubers to favor. And then Newell links this. Just going to leave this here. This child deserves pain. And here's EmiOK in this video. We're not going to be playing that. But to give you the context of that video, here's EmiOK essentially donning a VR chat lolly avatar and getting choked and killed in it for making inappropriate comments. Very funny. Think about. And she replies with this because she cannot bant with people and she cannot respond normally to save her fucking life. Ha 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 ha. My VR chat comedy skit, where I roleplay fully clothed child. I have on OnlyFans too, where I regularly sexualize myself. I never mix the two. You do, which is a fucking lie, by the way. You do, though. You have absolutely zero artwork in your safe word tag, but the not safe word tag, forget it. You don't even want to sit here and talk properly. You have only replied to supporters. By the way, EmiOK also does that. She has a lot of simps over there, and she'd rather reply to people that support her than people to just shit on her. But then again, as you already see, she has a very hard time not taking things personally because everything fucking gets under her skin because she's so fucking histrionic and neurotic. You don't even want to sit here and talk properly. You have only replied to supporters. Now you're trying to deflect onto me as if I'm the same as you. I'm not. You create a safe haven for inappropriate content regarding children, and I portray a child in a funny, silly, non-sexual way because I don't need to cater to a specific audience to be popular online. Because killing children in a comedy skit is better than doing inappropriate shit with your child avatar. It's like, you know, murder good, apparently sexualizing unreal characters bad. You have replied to people who have retweeted lolly porn. Oh, humanity. You don't care at all, huh? Used a lolly model to roleplay a child. I am not trying to roleplay a fucking child. I'm an adult woman using a model that looks like my real body, and I only portray myself as an adult. Your sexy baby roleplay is not the same as a few YouTube videos. I don't understand how you keep deflecting the whole sexual part. You have a not safe word tag. Notice that she said roleplay while New there said that she's not roleplaying anything, so in reading comprehension. Wait, what? She literally just said she's not role-playing as anything. She's being herself using a model that is accurate to her real self. She says and does not say for things as herself, not pretending to be a child. Facepalm emoji. Might it appear to Twitch at all that she is portraying a child? Twitch's perspective on the depiction is what Twitch's what abuse QN enforces. Twitch content restrictions. If you think an adult being themselves is a child, then you're telling on yourself. So you admit you're a lolly, and yet you still post revealing screenshots of your character. Okay, you crypto pedo. See, this is where you start to fucking devolve over just calling people pedophiles left and right. Fucking fun, fucking tastic. And then it continues and it just gets worse. Okay, on one hand, I think you're being unduly harsh with a lot of the pushback with this, but it's not one of those cases. Lollies are gross. Adult women with smaller proportions are not lollies or children. Lollies are children, which isn't true either, by the way, or heavily resemble children, which is true. Be responsible. If you call yourself a lolly and post pictures of your avatar without clothes on to harm pedo audiences, does that make you a pedo distributor? Mind you, chat, do keep taking notes here because you will quickly learn what EmiOK thinks actually pedophilia is. And you'll be surprised what she thinks pedophilia is. It's, you know, not exploiting a dynamic. It's not exploiting someone's age, innocence, their inability to consent because they aren't developed either mentally or physically. It's just the appearance. You'll quickly learn that EmiOK thinks pedophilia is just the way you look. Age is just a number. This is her argument. And I'm not even trying, you know, to be hyperbolic or trying to be, you know, unduly fucking harsh or, you know, lie about it. This is what she thinks, and this will be proven later on as we go through all of her shit. Let's move on. I've already been cancelled for this before. I actually don't mind if they spend all day trying to cancel me again over my opinion. It's the right opinion. Also, do fucking note another thing. EmiOK is very quick to delete tweets that do not run very well with general audiences, like shit like trying to cancel someone, trying to deplatform someone, or even calling someone a pedophile right to their face. She would be quick to delete that, especially if she's talking about a person that has a very big platform. And she does that later on. And this is also going to be shown. None. I don't even follow her, but I hate people like you who think they know about stuff they don't even like. So I have to like something to voice the problems with it. I'm confused. I did used to like VTubers a lot until I realized anyone can just claim they are a VTuber lolly and scared around with pedophilia. This VTuber claims she's a lolly and has a not safe for work tag. Why do you think those two things mix together to create? And having said that, chat, do you want to know who EmiOK actually collabed with? And she apparently at that time didn't have any sort of problem with that. And do you know why she didn't voice any of her opinions at that point? Well, because despite EmiOK having like a very sizable, YouTube channel and a Twitch channel, which she doesn't use anymore, she kind of goes along with these dynamics that a bigger creator with a lot more viewers is a worthy coattail to ride, so to speak. So if she gets the opportunity to get on a stream with much more popular content creators, she will not utter a peep about them and what they like and what they're on about. So to present you evidence of that, here's EmiOK to the left on Filian's stream together with Kirsch's lolly model and Mari_en, who also likes a lot of not safe for work stuff. Not that openly, but she does. That involve lollies. I can only imagine that both Mari and Kirsche didn't fucking know anything about EmiOK and who they fucking collabed with. I don't know about Filian because all of these VR chat VTubers are only the fucking same ballpark to me. I don't think either of them fucking care what the others did in the past or, in the not so far away past, like a few weeks, months ago, whatever. So I don't think Filian knows, and I don't think Mari_en knew or Kirsche knew with her lolly model at that point. I don't know if they knew. Probably not. I imagine they didn't. Because personally, I would probably just, opt out. Because why fucking be with a histrionic bitch out there? But yeah, this is, again, more evidence that just EmiOK just likes to ride people's coattails all the way up to what she thinks gives her the most attention and popularity. She's there. But yeah, that's besides the point. It's just, demonstrating to you that she will gladly collab with people that completely disagree with her. Even though she thinks they're personally pedophiles, but whatever gives you attention, I guess. Who invited her? I imagine Filian did, because this is Filian's stream. Because I assure you, and I don't like to speak for other people, but at least in terms of Kirsche, if Kirsche knew, and if Kirsche was the one running that stream, and if Kirsche knew what EmiOK was up to in her past and in her present, I doubt she would be anywhere near that collaboration. And you can take that to the fucking bank about that. I do think Kirsche is principled enough to know a thing or two about that sort of behavior. But yeah, that's one part of it. But let's continue because we still have a lot of stuff to go through regarding this recent thing. And mind you, this is a thing that has been going on for like 2 or 3 days, maybe even 4 days, as she's been, kind of machine gun replying to people that were shitting on her or were trying to present a counter argument to her stupidity. So for your issue is for sexualizing what you describe and believe to be childlike bodies and not actual minors. Therefore, minors with mature features are exempt from protection while petite adults are. It's not the same argument. Is it okay that I'm attracted to her childlike features because in reality she's 50,000 years old? Yes, EmiOK, it matters. If this was like a real life situation, human adults measure and, quantify and define someone's ability to give informed consent by the age they are, or at least they should be of a particular age to be considered an adult. It's different for every country, I know, but there is some sort of set standard for what we consider humans to be adults, and it's not about their appearance, it's about their mental faculties predominantly, and also at that point their age. So yes, if an adult that's like 20 or something has childlike features or just outright looks like a child, because there's many people out there, especially in Asian countries, then she's still an adult. And you do not get to call someone a pedophile because they're attracted to an adult. Because pedophilia is not about that. But again, this is EmiOK's views on pedophilia and what pedophilia is. To her, it's only the fucking body type, nothing else. Retard. And let's continue. No, because I'm talking about people while you're talking about drawings. Did you know by federal law, and here's one of her deflections, she likes to do that. And again, stupidity, first and foremost, at the forefront of it. You'll see why in a few seconds. Did you know by federal law definition, lolly in underage cartoons meets the federal criteria for child pornography? By the way, not true at all. Possessing lolly is illegal under federal law if the anime depiction of an underage person is an obscene and was transmitted through the mail, internet, common carrier, or transported across state lines, or there is proof there was an intent to distribute or sell, which is so much fucking bullshit in 2 very long sentences. Well, let's just kind of try to dismantle this first, and then when she repeats that, we just don't have to do it anymore. First and foremost, because she's talking about US law, lolly is not defined as child pornography. Only digitally altered images of actual children could be considered that, because the base of that uses an actual child. That's an actual... that could be considered child pornography because you're using real material to create something digital, again based on a real thing, and something entirely fictional which was created using only your imagination without using anything that's remotely real does not fall under the same thing. Furthermore, she's also bringing up obscenity laws, which is funny because anything can be deemed obscene by anyone, and if you're talking about US law, by the court of peers. If if a group of people decides something is obscene, anything can pretty much become obscene. Something that offends in any sort of way can be considered obscene. So in terms of judging people's morality or even applying it to the law, this is a very slippery slope to take, because anything can be obscene under very specific conditions. So you absolutely do not get to make this argument when it comes to law. And obscenity laws are pretty much fucking bullshit to begin with. And also this thing about, transmitting through mail, internet, common carrier, or transporting across state lines is bullshit, because all of that is already being done on a very massive scale. There are online shops and there are actual physical shops that sell lolly shit. And even one of the most popular, branches of bookstores, like Barnes and Noble, they sell, for example, Pulovru, which has a lot of lolly nudity on it. And let's not forget, like, anime conventions or just like other stores that they have physical locations that just outright, resell stuff that gets made in Japan that's just lolicon content. Let's not forget all of the fucking posts that I have made as I have visited multiple conventions across the United States, showing you what you can buy at them. And how does EmiOK think all of those things got there? Because they've been transported across multiple state lines in order to get there. So yeah, all of the shit she says is bullshit, and essentially her first Google results that she managed to find. And she's gonna be repeating that over and over again. As if, as if that's set in stone and she could not possibly be wrong by with everything in regards to this. Let's continue, because I went on a long rant, but that needed to be said. Yes, that's true. Heart emoji. Anyone who knows me personally knows that I am not any of those horrible things people think about me. I give up on trying to reason with them. You ask a question why things are the way they are. People answer, now you're just echo chambering yourself with other like-minded individuals. EmiOK does that too, by the way. And you'll see that later on. You told an adult woman that she can't use a virtual avatar she either paid or made just because some monsters completely unrelated to her are doing horrible stuff to children. This is absurd. Well, yes. What a bitch. What an insufferable bitch. Yeah, honestly, I give up. I'm trying to be respectful and reason with people, but it's truly like talking to a brick wall. Just saying I'm not portraying a child is not even defending yourself. You are delusional. Block me if you want. But we'll see about those delusional things and how they apply to Emi herself later. Block me if you want. Sit there and farm supporters who feel bad you are in the hotspot. I don't care. I'm right at the end of the day. You portray a childlike character online and you have a not safe for work tag because, well, you get it. And here's another person that, tries to make stupid arguments against Lolicon. Real young girls, keep in mind this is the definition you vetted and agree with. Underlines, underlines things that actually beat his point. Fictional media of young looking, generally understood as distinct desires from realistic depictions. And EmiOK replies with this. The feelings you get from these not real things are real. They are harmful and real. If you're attracted to children or any media character that depicts a child in any way, you're having real attraction to them. You are a pedophile. This is also an argument I see anti-lolly people use all the time. How the fuck do you know what these people are attracted to, and how the fuck do you make and how the fuck do you not make the distinction between a real life child and an anime character? They look drastically and distinctly fucking different if you're gonna make the argument that pedophilia is an attraction to a specific body type. Because that's essentially the argument that Emi always tries to make here. How can you know that these people are just attracted to them to the concept of them being children, and not to the fact that they look like cute characters that look more like fictional goblins or aliens or more than any real child does? I do not know how people like this do not make this distinction in their own minds, because it's very easy to make for a normal person that just sees, oh, this looks like an animated character from a Japanese show. And this other thing, which isn't a thing at all, it's an actual child, a real life, bone and blood, flesh and skin, sinew child that bleeds, dies, and is under protection by many laws, unlike a fictional character. So I do not get how these people always manage to bring up this argument that their feelings are real and they're essentially thinking about real children as they enjoy their lolicon content or shotacon content or whatever kind of content that's controversial out there you can think about. Let's continue. And if you you didn't want more proofs of stupidity, here's some more. Gura likes Lodi, ergo, you like someone who likes it. And yeah, by the way, Emi is a big Gura fan. And she knows so much about Gura. That's why she says this. Gao Gura does not produce and celebrate or promote distribution of not safe for content. That is the difference, yeah. That's why she likes not safe for, well, very, very naughty pictures in Gao Gura's likes. That's why Gao Gura promotes her own hug pillow. That's why Gao Gura likes to show her feet to people. That's why Gao Gura makes lewd jokes from time to time on her streams. That's a real fan you are, Emi. A real Gao Gura fan. Like, biggest Gao Gura fan. Happy to watch Gao Gura stream for the first time. That's Emi's knowledge about Gao Gura. I told you it's gonna get stupider by the post, and it just does. And yes, you are pissy at cartoons, trying to protect cartoons. Meanwhile, you abused your ex and your pets. Color me surprised. The person who screams at lollies are horrible. Oh wait, there's a list of people like that. And this is a guy linking to the web archive of all of the people that previously have gone after anime or lollies or shodas that turned out to be some kind of predators or just outright pedophiles. You know that list. You probably seen that list if you follow any of the things I do follow. And she replies with this. So you publicly defend the opposing idea of my original... Okay, because, you know, again, deflection and ignoring people bringing up what she said or what they say about her. It's just kind of deflective, I think. They publicly defend the opposing idea of my original tweet, aka people shouldn't be pedophiles, and try to turn it around to make me the bad person. Well, you are. Some intense delusion. Good luck fighting this constant argument. I'm not interested in arguing with you. Yet you argue. Okay. And then we get to some of the tweets that she deletes because she decides to be a fucking coward, as always. She's a very, very cowardly person. Why you delete your post right after I commented on it? I kind of want to hear what you got to say about all this regarding what you do to your dog and your ex-boyfriend. And here's quoted reading a post that we're gonna get to as we get to the past of all of this shit. This is gonna be another thing. And you probably may be wondering, why did Emi delete this? Well, she doesn't want anything to link back to it directly, because otherwise she's gonna, when people try to look for the shit that she did, she's gonna be looking very guilty. And I don't think she feels much of that. She just likes to deflect the arguments and the accusations that people levy against her, or just outright say, no, I didn't, without any sort of counter argument beyond that. And she replies to that. I just wanted to share with you all the type of person that has spent the day. This is what she deleted, by the way. Spend the day arguing with me for my take earlier. I'm sorry for exposing you to this stuff. However, This is the type of content they're defending to be allowed on Twitch. They see no problem with it. They claim, and then she goes on with some bullshit. Nothing that Fallen Shadow has not done before, or a lot of other popular VTubers haven't done before. Pacifiers are... I've seen pacifiers on so many fucking VTubers beforehand. On very big VTubers as well. I've seen whole live VTubers with fucking pacifiers assets. And here's the person linking to one of Emi's ex-boyfriends. We'll get to that, do not worry. I am unblocking for the sake of wanting to understand this. Why are you here attacking / shaming other people over something that's drawn? Not endangering anything real, yet this is you right here. I don't think you got any place to comment about other people when you go around abusing real people and a real dog. That profile picture you got in your profile, it makes a lot of sense considering what I see in the video. You are the worst. And in case you didn't notice, Emi's Twitter profile picture is a dog smoking a bong. So she thinks that's very funny. I just think it's just kind of lame, but whatever. I don't know if you know this, but your account is shadow banned. I can't see your comments or replies. That's bullshit. You can if you just click on the comments that's seen. I am shadow banned and people can easily see my comments. So yeah, that's a non-argument. That's not real. I can't see your comments or replies unless I go out of my way to look for them. No, you can see them normally. You just need to look. They don't appear in my notifications. They do, by the way. I delete the tweet and others because I don't want to share that type of shit permanently. I said what I said and mean it too, regardless of deleted. Gross. Block me again. As this progresses, as this goes on day after day, she very quickly loses her cool, and this is gonna be a big ride. This one particular guy really gets under her skin later on, and here's one of her defenders and her interacting with them constantly, because this is the defense that they bring to here. The shit you're getting mad at Emi for happened years ago. Mind you, in case some of you already didn't figure this out, we're talking about animal abuse. We're talking about some very racy, some very racy comments about a lot of protected groups, let's say. A lot of minority groups, and we're just talking about boyfriend abuse here as well. There's a lot of stuff in there. So yeah, I don't think there's an expiration date on things like that. I do not think there should be an expiration date on any of that shit. If you're any kind of predator, if you're a sex pest, there's not much else you should do other than get the fuck out of the fucking internet so people do not see you anymore. What kind of amends can you do for abusing an animal? What kind of amends can you do for any kind of abuse that you put someone through? What kind of things can you do to say sorry to people? You get the fuck out. That's what you do. That's the only way you can amend for it. At least to the people you harm. Just get the fuck out of everyone's fucking way. And do not show your face on the internet ever fucking again in front of anybody. But there are people that cannot be shamed into fucking leaving. And as I was repeating that many times throughout my streams, EmiOK is one of the people that are just exactly like that. Another great deflection technique. Just choosing to make this conversation about anything else other than the original topic. Yeah, the original topic is bullshit, by the way. Your dog abuse, your fucking boyfriend abuse and your racism is a lot more interesting and is a lot more is a lot more egregious than anything else the people you're accusing have done. In fact, the people you're accusing have done nothing that you can prove. And guess what? Emi decided to go after Strobe after Rev says that's his wife, and you may be wondering why she decided to do that. Well, first of all, Strobe replied to her beforehand, and why would she do that? Well, back in the past, back 2 years ago, when all of this shit initially started that I explained at the beginning of the stream, Rev says Desu made a video about Emi, seeing her discussion with me about, you know, cartoon fucking minors fucking. And essentially found out what I found out about her past and did a video on her because she's retarded and an abuser. So why wouldn't you make a video about that, exposing that kind of information to more people so that they know who they're dealing with? And, you know, Emi went after Rev at that point as well. She got very big mad. She even did a short stream about it. We're gonna see a short snippet of it later on. And you know, Strobe, the good wife that she is, decided to defend Rev from this bitch, and to defend herself as well, because Emi went after her with a now deleted tweet, which we're gonna see in a moment. But first, Strobe replies to Emi's now deleted tweet with this. Hi, yes, you are wrong, and I did nothing wrong, and also, yes, I'm a Twitch partner, thanks. No harassment here, girly, just criticism. And Emi replies with, you think that people should sexualize lolly characters? Answer that in yes or no fashion, please. The deleted tweet. Here's what she deleted. At Darling Strobe, at Twitch partner, partaking in harassment of another creator because they defended the TOS on the platform you use. That's wild. Essentially, in case you don't know what the fuck this is, Emi is trying to get Strobe in trouble for shit talking her with things like, she needs to give up. Nobody cares what you have to say, girly. Go away. And just for that, Emi is trying to deplatform Strobe. And then seeing how bad it's gonna fucking look at her, she, of course, as you can see here, deletes it. It's not available anymore. You cannot see that post because she fucking deleted that. And mind you, this is something you have to believe my word on, only because I didn't manage to screenshot that in time. During this whole recent debacle, and maybe some of you have seen this tweet from Emi, but she also just outright called Rev Says Desu a known popular pedophile or something like that. And of course, that tweet is also now gone. I wonder fucking why. I wonder how well it would go over if Rev ever decided to sue Emi for defamation. Because you cannot call someone a thing like that without any very solid evidence. So again, I didn't screenshot that, but I swear to fucking God, fucking Vishnu or whatever, that I've seen that. And she also deleted that. But granted, what you will learn, what you have already learned about her, you'd think that's just, you know, on par with her character. So it's very easy to believe she would do that. But yeah, let's continue. Lollies do not equal children, they are fictional, so grow up and stop harassing others. Actually, by definition of federal law, lolicon means the criteria for child pornography. You have been brainwashed online to think differently. You have been brainwashed by Google, or you're too lazy to actually find out the truth about the shit you're talking about. Very fine, very fucking cool webpage, by the way. The federalcriminalattorneys.com. Only if you have a stated age of being under 18. Plus, it's still okay for VTubers as long as they don't expose themselves. You're just inciting hate of VTubers instead of making a difference for the better. No, it doesn't have to be stated. She called herself a lolly and has an 18 plus tag. What more do you need? Do you even know what the main topic of this conversation was? Or are you just trying to argue with me about the law? Which you don't know yourself, by the way. The law was never even part of this until you brought it up. Also, it's much easier to make a model have the same body type as you. To not have only been better tracking, but also easier to make. Just grow up and stop pissing yourself over pixel. Ha 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 ha. The law just turned on, I guess. But she's fucking stupid and obnoxious. And you haven't even heard her talk, chat. It's just gonna get more annoying. Believe me. It still doesn't matter though. Unless it's actual pornography, it's all legal. Plus, the reason why she has put up an 18 plus tag is necessarily because of sexual themes. But other ASMR VTubers constantly get flagged for sexual themes while doing ASMR. I didn't think I don't think she's a serious person. And here's Emmy having Nutella smeared over her face doing one of her many blackface routines. Posting a picture of me of 14 will not help you win this argument. I would learn about this about the content you post before go posting it. You cannot avoid my opinion or change topics here. I ask very direct questions. Do you think it's okay for people to sexualize lollies or not? I don't know, Emmy. Is it okay to post swastikas and call people the hard N-words? I mean, depends on the context, sure. I will defend using the word in particular context, but if you just outright want to be hateful to a minority group and call them that, then yeah, you're racist. And I'm quite sure that Emmy used that in such a particular context. I do not have much proof for that, but knowing how she behaves and knowing about her past, I'm more inclined to believe that she used it in a hateful way. Because, chat, the last time I said the I typed, sorry, not said the hard R, to anyone online was to my best friend. Let me take a look at my Discord chat. And ERR, sorry. When was the last time I used the N-word with my best friend, the hard N-word? It was last month on the 29th. I was explaining to my friend the difference between the Boys comic book and the Boys television show, and I told him that there might not be yummers in the Boys comic book, but there's a lot more Homelanders screaming the hard N-word. As I typed out the hard N-word. And again, these are the sorts of contexts where I think it's more than allowed to say that kind of thing. And yeah, it all depends if if the word that you use is used in a hateful context or not. And yeah, that was the tangent. But let me continue, and then I'll check those DMs. You mean this one stream? Oh, she didn't delete that tweet. Oh, she actually left it up. Oh, okay. I'm archiving this for posterity. That's good to know. Thank you for informing me that she actually left this up. I actually thought she deleted that. So thank you for correcting me on that one. This is very important information. I'm archiving this for posterity, and if Rev says Desu wants to do anything with that later on, he can. In fact, I fucking encourage it. I encourage it wholeheartedly. But let me read that tweet actually. So she says this. She only said what she said about me because her husband, Rev says Desu, is a known pedophile and lolly defender. Even makes videos about these kinds of arguments regularly. There will probably be a new video about me soon, and I will end up dealing with hate for 1 week, then eventually profiting in some way or another, which again really shows her character and who the fuck she is. I feel bad for her. She probably has to hide this lifestyle from her in real life friends and family. There is no way they show people who they are online with pride. Yeah, I'm fucking sure. But yeah, I'm fucking archiving this tweet. Hold up. It's in the process of being archived, so we may return to EmiOK's shenanigans, let's call them that. I just wish I could be left alone, says Strobe. So you comment on everyone else's things and not mine? Well, because you're an annoying bitch. Why would anyone continue to talk to her? Talk to you out of their own volition? If you wanted to be left alone, why did you comment on this post about me or quote me? Well, because you're obnoxious and need to be put in your place. I guess that's why. You put yourself in and now you just want sympathy and support? Is this why your info is all over the internet? Do you regularly do this? Well, Emmy, your information is also all over the internet, and it's much worse than whatever Strobe has ever done. Strobe has her own skeletons, but they're nowhere near as bad as yours, Emmy. Nowhere near as bad. Actually insane to accuse me of harassing her because I posted one negative critical comment about her, and she in turn screenshots it and tags Twitch to, I guess, try to get me in trouble or something. The math isn't mathing. What happened? EmiOK is a Twitch bot that is terrible. Abusive to her partner, abusive to her dog, hates VTubers, goes on harassment campaigns. She's like what Brittany Venti would be if she didn't move on after taking the L. Not true. I never abused my partner or my dog. By the way, both things not true. And the only way she ever defends herself is by saying no, it didn't happen. I don't hate VTubers. I think people shouldn't sexualize lollies and profit from lolly porn in their communities. That's why you collab with people that think all of these things are okay, and you would profit from their own popularity. That's why you collabed with Kirsche, and that's why you collabed with Mari_Ian. This community of people are taking my words out of context, cutting corners, lying, and overall deflecting by bringing me and my actions up at all. Yeah, everything's out of context. And that's not what cutting corners means, by the way. That's not what they're doing. Let's move on. Not gonna lie, this is getting a bit out of hand. It's okay the pedophile defenders take themselves out because they're disturbed by facts and conversation. The facts you take from Google without doing any research, by the way. And she blocked her, because why wouldn't you block this fucking mongoloid? And finally Rev decided to step in because, you know, who the fuck is gonna, you know, shit talk your wife and you wouldn't, you know, at least be due diligent and defend her. Looks like EmiOK, the internet's biggest crybaby, is claiming Gura condemns lolly, while these claims about Gura are false. Emi has been exposed once again as a racist, blackface enthusiast, who has caught on camera committing domestic violence and potential animal abuse. Link to my previous video about her. And we're gonna watch that video, by the way, because it gives you a good perspective of what happened in the past. Oh, sorry, I'm blocked. Are you going to make another video about me because I said people shouldn't sexualize lolly characters? No. He made a video about you because you're a terrible fucking person. Not just because of that thing, one thing you said. You wore blackface, by the way. From what I recall, Emmy was much younger too. That wasn't her intention. Yes, this isn't her intention. This isn't her intention. Oh, definitely was her intention, and this is a small snippet of her past. N-words, swastikas. I don't give a fuck about Roblox LMFAO. More swastikas. Rigor replying to the hard N-word there. This is just a small preview of what she did. Do you really think this compilation of things is worse than being a pedophile? Genuine question. Compilation had to correct herself because big mad. Already big mad. And yes, Emmy, given the right context, I think the things that you said is much worse than accusing people falsely of being pedophiles. Because you don't mean real pedophilia, you just mean the definition of pedophilia in your head. Yes, I mean these things are worse than your imagined pedophilia. And do you remember the guy I was talking about just like a few minutes ago? This one guy that really got under his skin. Well, this is the guy, and this is the start of her conversation with him. And of all people, a fucking Sonic OC profile picture got under her skin. Voltage the Echidna says this. You're a racist abuser who only got big because of Drumsy. True, on the Drumsy part. See how fucking shameless she is? She just even fucking admits to it. Like, no shame whatsoever. But I'm not a racist and I don't like to abuse anyone. I actually find that quite not good. Really? Because that Nutella blackface says otherwise. As does the videos of you beating your ex and animals. Link me the video of me beating animals. Mind you, she didn't counter the beating your ex, but she does counter the beating animals. She doesn't deny that she did actually beat her boyfriend in this sentence. Very telling. Link me the video of me beating animals, because the videos of you beating your boyfriend already exists. To my knowledge, to the evidence that I have, she has never beaten an animal, but she sure abused it, locked a dog in the closet and made it piss itself several times on itself. That's a new one, she says. Funny, you stick to that, but you don't try and say shit about the blackface, racism, or beating your ex. And here's linking to my thread from 2 years ago, because I did a lot of research on her. I did a lot of digging. Because, chat, whenever someone goes after loli, shora, anime characters in general, and makes the very smart argument that all of the people that enjoy that are pedophiles, they more than likely have a history of doing something shitty on the internet, and lo and behold, she had a very, very extensive history of doing all kinds of shit. Where's the video of me beating an animal? She proclaims. She asks. Damn, your boyfriend was right. You are stupid. The videos are right there and you can move your mouse or finger over them. Mega kick. Can you show me the frame where I am beating the animal? I just watched the videos and I cannot find me even laying a finger on my dog. I doubt you would. At this point, this guy is just trolling her, which I do enjoy. I doubt you watched them, and either way, you still ain't denied any of the other shit. And before you go, lol, you lied. Remember, you lied 100 times in the span of a day. Okay, so now we have worked past the "you abused your dog" comment. Can you show me in the video where I abused that guy? Oh, there's proof of that. There's verbal, and there's also many stories about you abusing your fucking former exes. Reply to this one too, buddy. We're almost at mutual understanding. You're still dodging the blackface and partner abuse. She always will, despite the entire world having archived her shit. I mean, fuck, Fortune Nazi said her shit was safe. We're gonna look for that screenshot later. With some 4chan is saying that, hey, Emi's alt name is okay to watch. She's racist. She's safe to watch. Like fellow racist out there, watch her too. And as far as the animal is concerned, I distinctly remember a recording of her house looking like a bomb went off in it, with a dog piss everywhere. Yeah, if you check the videos in the Kuri post, I mean here, it's the first one. You can hear the nervousness and fear in Michael's voice too. Gonna be what? Oh, there's the post, by the way. Sorry, I'm gonna hide you for a moment, chat. Nazis had black men and Muslim men in their ranks and considered the Japanese or honorary Aryans. They disliked the Jews, but Jews aren't even a race or even human, so Nazis were not racist. Skypes. I thought Native Americans didn't even believe in land ownership, and here's someone promoting Emi's other handle in 2016. Emma Adorable, which was one of her handles, by the way, is racist. She's streaming right now in Hitbox.tv. She had many alts, and she went under many names trying to get popular by any means necessary. She did everything to get that fucking bag. Eventually, she managed to run into Drumsy, and I don't know how fucking Drumsy, befriended her. I don't know what that says about Drumsy being a friend to such a huge piece of shit. I don't know about the relationship, but it's probably not anything good. I call shenanigans. I call favors under the table, potential ones, alleged ones. I don't have evidence for that, but considering how Emma or Emi is behind the scenes, I'd think she'd gladly pull some favors, pull some pants down in order to get ahead, literally. Do you think you have the right to say shit when you abuse real people and animals? Meanwhile, cartoons bad because me think that they look like kids. Fix yourself first. You think my opinion is wrong because of the things about me online? Yes, I do not think anyone should signal their own virtue if they have none, and if they're guilty of things that are much worse than the things that you imagine in your head. If it was someone else saying it, would you argue with them too? I think they would, because they would be the same kind of fucking abuser. Calling him a pedophile over anime girls? Well, you have 1. Abused your dog and boyfriend. 2. Wore blackface and said the N-word. And the fact he made one video on you 2 years ago and you're still pissed about it. And there's just linking all of the shit that we're gonna be looking for later. Do you generally think those 2 images compared together is worse offense than sexualizing kids? I like this deflection, because again, in her mind, she already made up the fact that everyone is a pedophile because they like fucking cartoons. So yes, Emma, whatever the fuck your actual name is, all of the things that you have done to actual real people and said about actual real people are much worse than anything you have once again imagined in your stupid fucking head. Let's continue. If you're thinking about the actual kids when you see fictional anime characters, that says more about you. What if it's your definition of funny? It's really just cute and funny, that's it. You must think I'm retarded. And I wish I had a fucking Steam Deck, and I wish I had a drum roll sound effect, because I would be playing it right now. Behold. Yes! And this made her very big mad. Very fucking big mad. Funny video, pedophile. Do you typically gravitate toward childlike characteristics because adult concepts are too much for you to handle? They ain't real people. Take your meds. You do not fight with blue archive profile pictures and leave alive. You do not do that. They will call you all kinds of racist shit. They will call you retarded, and they will dump a fucking sink over your fucking head. You do not win against blue archive profile pictures. They're like the new Kaon profile pictures. You just do not win. And then Emi decides to take a victory lap because she thinks she just won several arguments online with people. And if you're wondering why she got 1k likes on this, could be bodied, could be her friends, because she's friends with a lot of other bad buddies of her. She's friends with like popular people like Casey Tron, like Peach Jars or whatever the fuck her name is. And they would gladly come to her defense for shit like that. And again, her taking a victory lap because she did such a good job defending her points that she said this. Thanks for the support. The support was so minimal you couldn't even see it. It was just mostly people shitting on her because she's a retarded abuser. Thanks for all their support. Luckily, I have dealt with this side of the internet before, and there's nothing anyone can say about the situation or my past that will ever make sexualizing lolis okay. Thumbs up emoji. The only way they even find my post is through specific accounts dedicated to sharing anti-loli people to a group of others who have absolutely zero morals or critical thinking skills. Well, fucking isn't that ironic to say? These people are so far deep into degeneracy. Yeah, and what you do is not degenerate. Like, chat, you have to understand that when I was making my fucking thumbnail for this stream and I googled the name EmiOK to look for something embarrassing to show off in the thumbnail, all of that fucking appeared on my screen were her fucking ass and tits. That's like 90% of what I've seen about her in the fucking image section of Google. And this fucking woman dares to talk about degeneracy when all of her online fucking presence is plastered with her ass and tits. And this is the woman. This is the person that decides to talk down to you. That you are the degenerate. Not her. Not her who abuses animals. Not her who abuses her significant others. Not hers that does blackface casually. Not her that probably calls black people the hard N-words. Not her that just spams swastikas in fucking Discord chats. That's not her. That's not degenerate behavior. You liking lolis. You are the fucking degenerate, not her, chat. What a fucking joke that is. And again, chat, I have to stress this. Ass and tits are fucking everywhere. And these are the types of people that make me feel like sticking to fucking 2D characters fucking forever. And even nowadays, with how people treat some 2D characters, it just makes me want to leave all of that shit behind and never look at it again. Because some people make sexuality so fucking unappealing to others that you know, just kind of lose all libido and your desire to look at any of that. EmiOK is the type of person that would make a guy a eunuch. And I'm serious about that. The more you look at that shit and the more you realize what kind of person it belongs to, you just want to cut off your fucking testicles and I don't know, macerate your fucking penis. Because you just cannot stand the idea of these fucking organs belonging to such an awful fucking person. I'm gonna sum up all of this in one sentence. EmiOK, Emma, whatever her name is a waste of tits. And I'll end it with that as I continue reading this post. I appreciate people going out of their way to comment on the reply on a certain post directed at me for my opinion, or just wanted to let everyone know that they are trying to argue with you on purpose. They don't even care about the VTuber in question, they aren't fans of me or her. They just saw the fact that I'm anti-lolly porn and sound the masses. To make things clear, I am pro VTuber and even pro chibi characters. I am anti the sexualization of 18 plus content where the main focus is a character designed to be childlike or by definition a young looking whatever. Again, it all goes back to the fucking body type. Not the age, not anything else, it's just the fucking body type. I just basically ignore Twitter once I tweet these things. Yeah, that's why you replied to like hundreds of people over the course of like 3 days. Being big mad at everything. My inbox is full of hate mail, but all of their parentheses, pedophiles, hate comments are shadow banned, so I don't see that shit unless I specifically look for it. That's why you replied to so many people, because no, that's not how it works. You see all of these comments, that's why you left so many replies for these people. You are so up in your own fucking ass, you cannot leave things be, and you are amazingly fucking butt bothered by everyone going against you. So much fucking so that she decided to congratulate herself and write this lengthy post. It's not me ruining VTubers, it's you. It's the people who have no control over their sexual urges that will go through mental hoops of why they should be allowed to mix any type of sexual content with any character of your choosing, regardless of age and realism. This is a woman with OnlyFans, by the way. This is not the only majority of the world either. There's just a loud group of like-minded people that have found Twitter to be the only place they can have a voice. Anybody with a brain knows this stuff is fucked up and it's not okay in real life. Wow, follow me surprised. Actual pedophilia is not okay in real life? Wow, like what a brave and fucking enlightening statement that is. And then she continues because she's retarded. That's why. She replies to Voltage the Echidna continuously. You punched Michael in the neck. You kept getting up on him and wouldn't let him move. You kept egging him on to do something, then threatened him, saying, I want to punch you so damn much. You are a crybaby. Michael was fucking shaking, scared of you. Wow, you know more about my life than I do. It's almost like you were there, back in the room with us 5 years ago. Can you tell me what happened before he started recording? Yeah, he discovered a crazy bitch in his room and decided to videotape her for evidence. Whoa! At first I thought you were just ashamed and that's why you avoided addressing it, but no, he's absolutely right. You're just a terrible human. What the actual fuck is wrong with you? I've been addressing every single point that have been talking to me about. Weird of you to jump in without going through your own research and reading my replies, but sure, you can join. I have absolutely done my research. Your attempts to dodge responsibility doesn't detract from that. Which again, some women do not know the sweet taste of responsibility. They just dodge it like Goku dodges punches. And then Emi goes on a huge big rant. Big mad rant as Voltage the Echidna says this. We can see the fucking videos. You screaming and yell that he was emotionally abusing you while you were screaming at him for telling you to take care of your dog. Tell me, did you record what happened before? So you don't care about anything else other than his point of view specifically? You're wasting your time. You won't be able to convince me that the person isn't an aggressor in this scenario because I lived through it. If you want to sympathize another person you don't know just to deflect sexualizing children or childlike characters, you should probably, for his sake, leave him out of this. Having angry online pedos sympathize with you and call you by your first name doesn't really look good. The fact that you're bringing him into these types of oh yeah, like you fucking care about the guy that you abused. Shut the fuck up. It's also ridiculous in itself, considering now we are so far away from the original topic. I'm curious if you would still feel the same way about your opinions if there's any other person preaching anti-lolly porn. Yes, because there's many retards like you around. Not sure why you're so obsessed with me specifically, because you're the most popular example of that, and you're kind of aligning with the rule of people that go after lolly being amazingly fucking bad people. So yeah, this is why you're getting what you're getting. When so many other people have this opinion as well, why me? Why poor little old me? Why is this happening to me, Chad? That's why it's illegal. It's not. Take a video of yourself showing your parents your Twitter page and let me see their reaction. My dad thinks it's funny. My mom thinks it's funny. You would be surprised how many people do not give a fuck or think these things aren't important with their fucking brain at work. And then there's more. Love that you say that guy like he ain't your fucking ex. Also, let's see. Every time you yell at him and blame him for shit, then go you're emotionally abusive when it's you doing it. Yeah, that was like what 4 or 5 exes ago. So he is that guy. Wow, so many exes in such a short span of time. I wonder why that is. Must be their fault. He is also that guy to you. You don't know him at all. You continue to deflect further and further, and you refuse to have an actual conversation without throwing in some other random comment to try and one-up yourself, but you can't. There's no way you can sit here and say anything, considering a few messages ago you said you beat your dog and your boyfriend, have yet to show any evidence of it. Answer me this question instead of trying to vindicate me and shame me and cancel me and changing the topic. Just one question. Solve this entire problem. Do you think it's okay for people to sexualize childlike characters? Yes or no? Big fucking yes. You're still an abuser. You still hit your fucking boyfriend. And your fucking dog pissed itself at least 2 times under your quote-unquote care. So yes, whatever you fucking did is much worse than sexualizing fucking cartoon characters. Fucking bitch. 4 or 5 ago, she says like it makes her look any better. Do you think you're a pedophile? It's funny that in the last post she says about having, having a conversation. Here she's deflecting and calling people pedophiles again. I don't like lolly. Not everyone that thinks you're a piece of shit came from that. I was a fan of drums back in the day, and as I learned more about you, I couldn't, in good conscience, continue watching. I still like Dramsy, just not her. Lily was 10 times better, cause Scott's got the second sexiest accent. The problem is she's still in his circle for whatever fucking reason. Yes, also I do not understand that. But again, I don't know about their relationship, and I do not know if he even knows any of this. If he does, and if he takes her side on this, then yeah, that reflects badly on him. Again, this is not my point to make here. I know, which is why people should be forcing this out more. Or at least, if he and the others don't care, let others know. 1000% agree. And she just kept going, replying to fucking Voltage the Echidna, like the guy, the fucking Sonic OC, that got so under her skin she just couldn't stop. Tough, watch her go. See, these fucker pedos are going for my livelihood now? Like no, we're trying to let people know you are shit. You are doing anything. I think it's kind of funny. You guys are acting like some justice squad though. Your leader, Repses Desu, already has made several videos about videos on me. I think he just made 1 or 2. I don't know. I think he just made 1. I do not have the tally on that one. Nothing you are doing is anything new. It's been years. Nothing you'll do from here on out will have any effect on me negatively. That's why you're so fucking mad right now. In fact, it's helping. Ever since this argument, I have gained around $200 through X revenue. So yeah, you see what kind of person you're dealing with again. Anything for fucking profit. Will do absolutely anything. The fact that you would flex money in the face of literally just proves us right. You're just as vile as they say. True, I'm awful in every single way, unmanageable, except for the pedo way. That's also something I'll question later. You'll see why. Wow, you let your dog fester in shit. You wear blackface and you use the N-word. You bitch beat on your ex, and at least you don't touch kids. I mean, yeah. And the rest of your group seems to be cool with that? Yeah? Well, considering the fact this stuff has been on the internet for years, yes. you know, if she wasn't trying to be sarcastic here, I would consider all of this an admission of guilt. But then again, she's so stupid, she would probably just, you know, get so mad that she would just actually admit that she did all of those things. Because, again, I'm doing this with my voice, and my voice is pretty retarded as it is, but you haven't heard EmiOK speak yet. You will want to fucking rip your fucking ears off once you start listening to the way she speaks about things. And we'll get to that, don't worry. We'll unfortunately get to that, chat. Good to know. We'll keep that in mind. Show me the video recording of your family reacting to your Twitter account, and I will give you $1,000. This is the great argument. Does your family know what kind of porn you like? No, because you don't normally show porn to your fucking parents. Fucking degenerate. 1. If you feel attracted to a real living child, it's pedophilia. If not, you ain't one. Done. And yes, you idiot, it's why women on average have rape fantasies but don't want to be raped. Do you know the law depicts even grown children to have the same protected rights as living one? Do you ignore the law specifically? Why are you bringing up rape? No, Emmy, there is no law that protects fictional children in the same way that it protects real children. It's insane. Do you know that women have rape fantasies in search of liberation as rape survivors? They do this so they can recreate a situation they have been in and have a positive outcome than a negative one. If they play out of rape fantasy and don't get hurt or scared, and they only get aroused, it creates a positive interpretation of the action. Now use this with the logic you are bringing up. Do these people understand what they're doing is wrong or try to recreate it, admittingly skirt around the law? Bitch, you have... For someone that's into as much porn as she is, she has no fucking idea what women like in fucking fiction. Women are the recipients of some of the most depraved fucking porn manageable, directed at abusing women. Of course, in a fictional setting. So many women have rape fantasies and they aren't portrayed in a good light, as she says, in some kind of, you know, attempt for liberation for rape survivors. Of course, there are people that use it in such a way, but so many women just do it as a role play to get off. Or just read that type of fiction. This is an absurd argument and just is amazingly fucking ignorant. It's so fucking bad, chat. She has no idea what she's talking about. Skirted around the fucking law, my ass. And then the fucking coup de grace here. Citing the fucking Protect Act. A visual depiction that has been created, adapted, or modified to appear that identifies minors engaging in sexual explicit conduct. What do you think identifying as a lolly means? Well, if you're a real person identifying as a lolly, you're still a real person, not a fucking cartoon character. Why don't you show me this magical law that says kids are equal to cartoons? You ignored it under the Protect Act. And all of this shit I'm not reading because she cited the Protect Act, which has been deemed by US law unconstitutional. It means nothing. It has been thrown out. And who gives a shit? Listen, chat. There are other countries out there that find lolly shoda content illegal. And I do not give a fuck. I would combat any kind of law like that because it's insane to treat people indulging or creating that type of fiction as criminals, because there's literally no victims in any of that, and it's almost equivalent to a thought crime, except, you know, some content has been produced, so there's physical evidence of it existing, but it's very close to just, you know, criminalizing someone's thoughts, not someone's action. So yeah, I would go against any law like that because it's insane and it's completely illogical. It's not a way for any society to move forward. It's a way to create some dystopian nightmare where one content gets banned and then later slips into more and more banned content. And later you just get, you know, as I said, your thoughts get criminalized before anything else. But do not worry, we're almost done with the present. But she's still not done talking to Voltage the Echidna, which has slowly become my hero over the course of this of this stream. Ironic, you're offering YK for someone else's proof of having a wife when you can't get married at all because how shit you are. Sorry, Emmy, but I am a romantic. I don't care about being loved. Why don't you care about being loved? This is genuinely sad. No, it isn't, because aromantic people do not desire romantic acceptance from people. They form friendships and they find value with it. But believe it or not, I mean, not everyone's goals in life or affirmations for themselves are the same. Some people do not require romantic love in order to be happy, be genuinely happy people. But she says that's genuinely sad. Is that why you fill your heart with this gooner crap instead? This is so fucking ironic considering what I told you before, chat. Most of her online presence nowadays is just ass and tits that she herself put online. And she's gonna call other people gooners when she fucking contributes to the same fucking culture she's talking about here. This is so not self-aware, it's just baffling. Do you think you're living a better life than me? Yeah, because he doesn't fucking abuse animals or has histrionic fucking fits of anger on fucking twitter.com. It's so much shit. Talk to that guy about. I don't care about being loved because I am content and happy. It's not sad that I am fine being alone. You, however, actively have made at least 6 men miserable. Ooh, that must fucking sting, considering how much she replied to that guy over the course of like 2 or 3 days even. Oh, it's probably been way more than 6. Well, that's just paints you even more in a more bad light because it's been like what, 4 years? Holy shit. The fucking woman goes through men like gloves. I mean, that's life. No. I don't think going through so many partners, whether you're a man or fucking or a man or a woman, I don't think that's healthy, and I don't think that's indicative of a healthy social life or any kind of relationship. I bet if you cared about love and were attractive, you'd have a body count in your past too, but I assume you don't because you're... What a shallow fucking whore. Holy shit. Because you care more about online gooner crap than real life experiences. We are different folks. Bitch! You create gooner content for fucking simps. How fucking vile is this woman? She shits on the same people that put fucking money in her pocket. What a fucking bitch. And you made them miserable. Sorry, I don't want to be a man whore. And no, I like my life as is. I am happy. Unlike you, who hurts real people. But I do like my gooner shit, just like your friends. Woo! This guy is a real fucking champ. He fucking he fucking jabs. He fucking uppercuts. He fucking Dempsey rolls her. He's like a fucking he's like fucking Ippo of fucking messing with whores online. What a fucking guy. I'd fucking give him a subscription if I could. Fucking Voltage the Echidna. But we're almost done, don't worry. you could not be a man whore if you wanted to, because the second a woman cared enough about you to check out your social media, should be repulsed, but you secretly like online. Well, listen, Emmy, I as a man, I checked out your online socials and it's all ass and tits, and I'm not very impressed. Not because you know your ass and tits are low quality, but because those ass and tits belong to a low quality person. So yeah, I am repulsed by you and your fucking body that you tout to every fucking single dollar out there. Take a video of yourself telling your this shit again. Take a video of yourself telling your parents what kind of content you watch, and I'll give you $1,000. I would take that 1,000 fucking dollars and donate it to a fucking dog shelter, because some dog certainly needs it. Like Emmy's probably former dog. And this is where she just completely just abandoned all reason. Michael stated your previous roommate said you did the same shit with them. I believe him over you for most things, especially since you admit to being an abuser. Do you think he gives a shit? Yeah, he gives a shit because he decided to make a very convincing call-out post about you with video evidence. Yeah, he does give a shit. Yes, Chad. This is. I think she had a few more posts after this, but essentially she was done with this topic at this point because Voltage the Kidnap broke her in so fucking many ways. None of her 6 boyfriends has ever given her such a fucking like Voltage Echidna did on Twitter. I like a few clapping emojis in the chat for Voltage the Echidna because he did God's work for keeping her attention for such a fucking long time. And I am now very impressed with the Sonic fandom and their ability to fucking banter with whores online. I am genuinely very impressed. Let me take a sip. Thank you, chat. Let me take a sip, and then we will move on to the present. And I will stop reading tweets for a while because we have several videos to watch about which I can comment a few fucking things. So we've been going for like almost 2 hours, I think, something like that. I'll take like a very short break. I'll play you some intermission music. I'll grab myself another drink. You can grab yourself whatever you wish. And we will be right back with part 2, which should be a lot more enjoyable because I don't have to fucking read so much anymore. So be right back, and you guys just take a breather.
This woman.
And we're back, chat, with a video that I really fucking love. I should really get a Steam Deck just so I could play
This
this
woman.
like on loop. I
This
just love
woman.
this video so fucking much.
This woman.
Like, I do this for every single fucking post that Emmy does on Twitter.
This woman.
Just loves this video so fucking much. But yeah, let's move on with the meat and potatoes of this stream, which is exploring what we've been already kind of hinting at, and that's EmiOK's past, a very turbulent past, might I add, as both I and Refses Desu have encountered this this creature before, and we had run-ins with her that ended with me making a whole fucking thread about her, and now this stream, and with Rev making a video about her. And that's not even the only video that's out there about her situation, about what she did in the past. Because I've actually seen a video that was like from 9 months ago, not from 2 years ago, but from 9 months ago, that someone made about her, about the same shit that we're talking about now. So yeah, there's people waking up about this and spreading the good word of Jesus Christ about Emmy out there. But yeah, without reading more tweets, I'll take you back to the past, to May of 2022, as Emmy was first discovered by me on Twitter, going after lollies who said they aren't lollies, which is again a stupid thing to say. But that's where we found her, and that's where we started doing a little digging work, and we found a whole treasure trove of abusive behavior. So without further ado, let me just boot up Rev's video on this so we can watch. And I can actually rest my voice box a little bit. All right. There it is. A video titled on Rev's channel is still up, by the way. I don't think Rev actually deletes any of his videos in the first place, but it's called VTuber Attacks Anime Community, then her disturbing past exposed. Let's give it a watch.
Hey, what's up guys? Rev here. It seems like at least once a week we witness the same type of situation unfold on Twitter. A VTuber makes serious allegations against another person, has a public meltdown when criticism rolls in, and is eventually exposed as a downright bad person in the process. And the subject of today's video is no different. Yesterday, a streamer and VTuber by the name of EmiOK, her latest alias, randomly went after another VTuber calling her pedo bait, and then made subsequent posts insinuating VTubers using lolly, short, or even flat models are nothing more than elaborate bait for pedophiles. And of course, once the warranted criticism started rolling in, she called all of her critics pedophiles while having a full-fledged 20+ hour meltdown on her main and alt accounts. Accounts that also contain publicly viewable
Nothing's changed in 2 fucking years, chat, as you've seen what we've just read.
likes featuring sexualized high school characters, something considered CP by her own standards. Many such cases. But here's the thing.
I have to correct Rev on this. She doesn't think high schoolers fucking is enjoying that is pedophilia. Because again, to her, pedophilia is attraction to what she considers childlike body type. So if you're attracted to these high schoolers that look to her like adults, that's all A-okay in her book.
That encompassed the rough outline of the story when I began working on this video late last night. However, this morning, this story took a turn when I woke up to find
You can tell this is an old video because Rev doesn't even have his VTuber avatar yet.
threads resurfacing that exposed EmiOK's past behavior. These threads contain images and videos documenting some of her behavior
this video is 12 minutes long, so not that long.
From as recent as 2020. Behavior which includes her saying the N-word with the hard R, posting swastikas, posting photos of herself in blackface, and videos posted by her ex-boyfriend showing what many consider to be animal abuse, and at the very least, documentation of how unhinged her behavior is. And as a side note, I'm choosing to ignore all the other mountain of drama relating to her that stems as far back as 2017 because I simply don't have time for that.
I'm not gonna ignore that. I'm gonna give you a glimpse into what it is. Because the blackface thing, the swastikas thing, the fucking racism, that's not everything. She was a part of a group that could only be a group of hateful people, and I do not see anyone else losing their way there unless you're an actual fucking racist bigot. There is no way you were part of that group and didn't know what they were fucking doing. There is no fucking way.
Separate rabbit hole. So based on the attitude I've seen from her, I'm sure she'll consider this video as a form of rabid harassment or something, when in reality, 90% of this video will consist of me reading her tweets, DMs, and alike, simply letting the words and images speak for themselves. Accordingly, I'll begin this video by giving context to what transpired yesterday and how we got here. After that, we're going to look at the images and videos of her past behavior, and believe me, you don't want to miss that. So like I said, this saga involves the streamer EmiOK, a streamer who wants the world to know her by two labels, as an e-girl and a VTuber, titles that blur.
And now, also an e-thought and a whore. This was before her arc of showing her ass and tits to everybody. Because, you know, sometimes your popularity just kind of wanes and you cannot make the money that you used to make. And mind you, at that point, 2 years ago, Emi was like averaging like 200 something viewers on her Twitch account, which is like kind of embarrassing if you have 146k followers on Twitch. But you know, it is what it is.
Way too much these days, and fittingly, the majority of her content involves face cams and posting her IRL self. I mean, searching her accounts for VTuber related content is like searching the desert for water. But the drama leading up to this video begins with a post by the VTuber Yonome, a post asking Twitter users to make a very important decision. But in all seriousness, VTubers making lewder content is nothing new. In fact, the vast majority of VTubers incorporate it in varying amounts. Because after all, the men and women behind these VTuber models are primarily adults, and it's kind of expected that adults will make adult jokes and posts from time to time, and the fact that they do it from behind a fictional character makes absolutely no difference. However, Sister Emi does not agree with this string of logic. On her not-so-subtle alt account, she made this tweet asking if Kirana's tweet is pedobait, a question she answers herself by stating in a reply that, yeah, it is. Even adding this comment from her main account stating, I thought the idea was cute, I like the Tiger Girl model, but then I saw that they were lewd posting and the underdeveloped breast model was a bit too effing much for me. Their comments all seem to point out how short they are / constantly pointing out size. And perhaps feeling a bit cocky following the feedback from her echo chamber, she continued on her main account posting this. There's a full community of people out there dressing up in lolly / short / underdeveloped breast and pre-pubatory trait VTuber models, and I find it really interesting that some of them will tweet things like, I'm not a lolly, in attempts to continue lewd posting as a child avatar. Now the funny part about this tweet is that she does have a point. There is an endless list of almost exclusively Western VTubers who sport lolly-type VTuber models who also make sexually charged humor the main staple of their content, just to turn around and call lolicon content pedophilia. However,
2 years have passed since then, they still fucking do it, chat. And they do it even more now. Now it's, oh, I'm just a chibi, and this is not the same. Looks like a lolly, talks like a lolly. Has the same proportion as any lolly out there would have. But no, to them is now a chibi. And then they show them like a lolly VTuber that has the same fucking bodily proportion as they do. But no, I'm different. I'm built fucking different. I'm not the same as you fucking pedophile. Again, some people need this treatment.
This woman.
But let's continue with our feature ref's desu presentation.
Ignoring the fact that some of the most successful and foundational VTubers in the medium have lolly models or are lolicons themselves, she's also stating that short or flat-chested models aren't allowed to lewd post, which is at the very least body shaming and arguably a symptom of schizophrenia, since, of course, we're talking about adults using fictional characters as avatars. But like I hinted at earlier, as the criticism rolled in from these tweets, she proceeded to start digging her own grave, tweeting,
There I am, upon the discovery. I pointed out people that were just calling everything connected to that VTuber pedobait, and then she got beat. Again, big mad about it.
I didn't realize showing my point of view and sharing my opinions would be such a big deal. You could have just replied with an explanation of why you think my opinion is wrong. Crazy how calling other people pedobait has consequences, because calling another VTuber pedobait is not an opinion, it's an allegation. And then she further states and replies, also just to clarify, I have no issue with smaller VTubers, just when you sexualize them is when my red flags start to go up. And honestly, at this point, I'm just confused. What even is a smaller VTuber? Why are people like this so sex negative, by the way? Short or flat VTubers can't be sexual? Is that what she's saying?
It's funny to call her sex negative too, considering what she has become, and considering the context of her, even nowadays, you know, calling other people gooners while contributing to what she herself considers gooner culture. Make fucking sense, chat.
But here comes the fun part of the video, where we apply this woman's standard against herself. It's clear from her tweets, she treats fictional content the same.
Yeah, Lewd02 fucking cosplay that she did. Again, underage character. Here's high schoolers rubbing genitals against each other. Also. And there were much worse in there, by the way. Much worse, by the way. Rev can't show all of this because, again, you know, YouTube can't really show porn on YouTube, of course. But she had outright fucking high schoolers or middle schoolers fucking in her likes. And it was very obvious they were middle schoolers. Emi likes anime. She would know that Japanese children wear uniforms to school. You would know that these characters are kids. But as long as, you know, these characters look like adults and not like lollies or shotas to her, it's all fine that these minors are fucking. Like, it's all good in her book. This is not pedophilia, according to her.
Is real life. So accordingly, I have to ask, Emi, why did you make this sexual cosplay of an underage character? Why do you have sexualized high school students in your likes? Why do you have a GIF of two children kissing in your recent replies? I mean, these characters look awfully small and short. Now, of course, this is a ridiculous standard to hold someone to, but it's the same standard she wants to label other people as pedophiles or pedobay for, so it's only fair that this unreasonable standard is applied back to her own behavior. When confronted on the issue, she said, I'm confused how me liking images of characters fully clothed with adult features is similar to a diaper-wearing self-claimed lollies.
See, there it is. Like, if those minor characters look like adults, it's all good.
Sucking on condoms. Where that last part came from, I have no idea, but the first part is a direct contradiction to this meme response she made to someone else literally minutes before that reply. And then she went on to make this excuse, these characters look grown up, not like lollies. An obvious contradiction to everything she's been saying.
Again, school uniforms, not that hard to miss.
Besides the fact, if she really thinks that fictional content can be illegal, in the US, the country she lives in, the law doesn't require nudity for an image to be considered CP, and looking at this image, it's obviously sexual in nature. And then she goes on and on and on, but here's a collage of responses showing just how unhinged and toxic she is, calling everyone who disagrees with her pedophiles.
It's, you know, it's the same shit she did what I showed you just a moment ago, so reading through all of this is kind of pointless. You already know what kind of fucking opinions she has about all of this, and they never changed fucking in 2 years. The one post here is funny though. I am a retard for not knowing the difference between pedophile and shedophilia. Yeah, because shedophilia is attraction to fiction, you dumb fuck. That's why. Again, these are the level of arguments that she made.
Telling other content creators they'll never reach her level of success, even sending unsolicited DMs to random people trying to shame them for criticizing her, and on and on. But you get it. She had a meltdown.
Same shit she did 2 years later. Nothing changed at all.
But now I think it's time to get to the much more serious turn of this video. Here is just one of the many threads documenting her behavior from the past. Normally, I'm not one to care too much about someone's behavior from 2 or 3 years ago, but there are some things that are so incredibly telling about who someone is, especially when they feature someone who at that point was in their 20s. Now, fair warning, we're going to see images involving racism as well as a video that involves a pretty heated confrontation, so if those things make you uncomfortable, you can end the video here. So as you'll see, there is a reason this person has rebranded so many times. They've gone under the names of Emia, Emidorable, EmiOK, Emiliani, and Emia, an attempt to constantly shift away from her very checkered history. She has been called out and cancelled before, and her response is typically to lay low for a bit and come back with a new alias when everyone has forgotten what she's done. These are the type of things she is trying to bury, like posting the N-word multiple times, including the hard R, racist memes, posting swastikas, even posting blackface multiple times, which to clarify, one of them is a photo from 2013, but she reposted a screenshot of it on Discord in 2019, which means she was clearly still okay with it at that time. But don't worry guys, she has an excuse for all of this. She didn't know what any of these things meant when she posted them. That's right, because this isn't the first time she's been called out for this behavior. About 2 years ago, she finally made a response to those trying to hold her accountable.
Okay, you have to fucking strap yourself in for this one because you're just about to hear the most annoying fucking woman probably ever heard. So be warned.
It bothers me when people say that I'm something I'm not, and they don't listen to me defend myself. This is my career. This is what I do. If I were to go off and spit things like Semitism, if I were to like preach those things without knowing, that hinders that, doesn't it? That hinders my image. That makes me seem things that
I love her chat. Humans change. I fucking love these arguments that people use online. You have no indication that someone has changed anything about themselves. They took no accountability for the shit that they did, like whatsoever. But humans change. Humans change. I love this fucking appeal. I having lived a very long life at this point, chat, I will tell you from fucking experience. People have an extremely hard time changing, especially if the shit that they do, the vile shit that they do, benefits them in some sort of fucking way. They will stay the course of being terrible fucking people because they know it works for them. And they have no desire to change that because they suffered no grave consequences for their actions whatsoever. And if they did, they cannot be shamed for it because the consequences weren't grave enough. And that's the whole fucking truth about this whole people can't change bullshit. So I'll tell you another thing. Even if someone says that, you know, someone takes accountability for their terrible actions in the past. Let's say, like the best example of that in recent time is Camila admitting that she shat on Shondo for attention and to get popular. Even if you admit that, to me personally, you're not off the hook. And you know why, chat? Because it shows that you as a person, you have a potential and you would do that to someone else. Initially, it doesn't matter how old you are. People learn not to do things like that to other people in order to fuck with them like that. And what Camila did is essentially wanting to get shunned on the platform. And someone that shows a potential of doing something like that, even if they later learn, oh, this is wrong, I only did that, you know, to get popular. This to me shows that you are a shit person. And to me, that's a strike, and I do not want to have anything to do with you. Even if you make all the amends towards the person you wrong, to me, you're gonna go fuck yourself, and do not come anywhere near close to me, because you have the potential to turn on anybody if it benefits you. And I despise people like that. People like Emi, for example, are very, very indicative of such fucking behavior. These are snakes in the fucking grass, just waiting to fucking bite you. Well, let's continue.
Things that I'm not, and I don't want to be shown in that bad light just because I don't understand, because I didn't get it.
So there you have it, folks. She's not accountable. She just needed to be more educated about the subtle nuances of posting the N-word, blackface, and swastikas. But if that wasn't enough, in 2020, she had the nerve to accuse her ex-boyfriend of being racist, where he then posted a series of videos documenting a confrontation with her inside their home to give the world a sense of what she is really like. Now, I'm gonna have to compress these for YouTube, so if you want full access to the clips, you can find them linked in the description. So I'm gonna have to skip the first video, mainly because YouTube rules might be an issue, but to sum it up for context, the ex-boyfriend and Emi share an apartment. He came home to find her dog urinating on the floor because she had left it alone all day while she was out protesting. The dog continues urinating on the floor throughout the video. The floor is much like the apartment, extremely filthy and run down, and I'm no veterinarian, but the dog doesn't look like it's in the best shape, as you'll see in the upcoming clips. She then gets very angry when confronted about leaving the dog all day alone, and from the other side of the room calls 911 on him, which leads us to the second and third clips, where she literally corners and eventually punches the man she says she's so afraid of.
Fuck.
Yes, can you tell them to take, like, can he, like...
You should tell him to take the dog, too, that you don't take care of. This is fucking unreal. It's unreal. I would cry too, to have more priorities of rioting. What the fuck is your problem? Get out of my face!
You want this?
Stop touching me! You're pushing!
Is this what you want?
Now you're the one
Is this what
touching
you
me!
want?
Back up!
Is this what you
I'm
want?
just getting in the corner.
Is this what you want?
You're in.
Notice what she did. Like, you might have missed this, but she was first playing with her dog. Because, you know, the dog doesn't know better. It's just gonna piss when it cannot go anywhere else to piss. The dog won't know up until you start hitting it that is getting abused. But notice another thing here. She screams and then starts filming him. Probably not realizing that he's filming already. She's trying to paint herself here as the victim of this situation. It's very quick, and you could have missed it if you just blinked. It's such a piece of shit behavior. It's baffling.
Do something, Michael. Do something.
See? And do something. Egging him on.
This, dude, I'm just trying to sit in the corner.
Do something.
Dude, this is...
Do something.
Holy shit. I
Do
hope
something.
they show up, because this is
Do
unreal.
something.
You're a threat to
Do
everyone around you.
something.
I'm not doing it. I have nothing. I want nothing to do with you. I want nothing to do with you. Get away from me. Please, back up. Please, back up. Now you're...
See? The guy just outright avoids doing anything to her. He's probably afraid, but also doesn't know how to react to this situation because he knows what she's trying to do to him here. This is insanely manipulative and abusive.
locking me in.
Do something.
Do something.
Do something.
I don't want anything to do with you. Let
How
me.
many times have you said you want to fucking hit me? You can't because you've never
What
hit
have I
me.
ever said?
Do something, Michael.
Holy,
Do
I gotta
something.
get out of this place.
Yes, you need to leave.
You're so...
You need to leave.
Dude, get the back
You
up.
need to leave.
Back up.
Leave.
Back.
You said for 4 days straight you're gonna leave.
Yes, I'm
You
leaving
don't
tomorrow.
leave.
I need to get the fuck away
Yes,
from
you
you.
need
You're
to leave.
psychotic. The dog wants to leave too.
Because he needs to go potty.
Then take him out.
I will once I'm done with you. Can you get the fuck out?
I'm gonna go in my room.
No, you're fucking not. Get out.
I'm gonna go in my room that I paid to live in. Okay, I'm just gonna walk by you. Excuse me.
Get the fuck in your room and don't ever fucking leave.
See? And now she hits him. You hear that slap. Audible slap right there. In case you missed it. Let me show it to you again.
No, you're fucking not. Get out.
I'm gonna go in my room that I paid to live in. Okay, I'm just gonna walk by you. Excuse me.
Get the fuck in your room and don't ever fucking leave.
Holy shit. You're gonna what?
I want to hit you so fucking bad.
Okay.
You're a piece of shit. And
Okay.
you're a fucking little baby.
Okay. Alright, that's a good one for the
Do
cops.
something for the cops. Because the cops gonna do anything. The cops will literally do anything.
What are you doing? I'm just gonna go in here.
Oh, like what you did with me and how you
back
stood in
up.
my doorway and you
Okay,
sit
so
there and
now
yelled at
I'm
me?
gonna just slowly push the door closed, and if your foot is in the way, I will push your foot out of the way.
Go ahead, break my fucking foot.
I'm gonna
Don't
gently-
touch me.
I'm gonna gently
Don't
push
touch
you
me.
in that general
Don't touch
direction.
me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Michael.
You just punched me. You're calling my mom? Go ahead, call her. She knows you're fucking psychotic. Holy, you just punched me in the fucking neck.
Now I get this is a moment in a life, and obviously nobody in that scenario is completely innocent, but from these short
Yes, Rev, this is a moment in a life, but nobody should be living through shit like this. There's no justification for this. No good one, at least.
clips alone, I think you can get a pretty clear picture of the kind of person Emi is. This unhinged, antagonistic behavior from 2020 is the exact same pattern of behavior we saw as recent as yesterday. Make of the evidence we saw today for what you will, but once again, it's the VTuber who is demonizing and attacking every aspect of the community she wants to be a part of, who forgets, unlike the fictional content she cries about, she has a very real mountain of skeletons in her own closet she should be worried about instead. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe for more daily videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.
And funny that you know, 2 years later, she's still butthurt about being exposed like this. 2 fucking years fucking later. Let me get my music back up for a moment, and then I will show you how much of butthurt she actually is, because she did a short stream. Well, not a short one, but I clipped you know, a part of it when it was going on at that point. And there's a funny history to this clip, because just recently, before she actually started acting out again on Twitter, I was looking through old material on the people that I had, and I saw this video. And the video of her avatar in it annoyed me so much I decided to delete it, because I was so annoyed with it. And lo and behold, not even a few days later, as this whole situation was fucking dead and buried for 2 years, she comes back, and now I have a reason to play this video again. So this is like a while later after this whole situation happens, and she goes and has a Twitch chat, where she complains to her viewers how badly mistreated she is and how bad everyone else is, but not her. So let's watch a little bit of that. And again, sorry for the annoyance, but you'll have to deal with it the same way I have dealt with it for a very long time. So just let me get it up. Again, and I hate these fucking, some of these VR chat fucking models. They look like brat dolls, and it's so annoying to look at. I hope this actually plays alright. God damn.
So, who here follows me on Twitter? And don't be shy. Come on, stand proud. Be who you are. Stand tall. Could you play LSD by Little Rocky? No. Go listen to your own LSD. Oh, LSD, you mean it stands for love sucking dick? Oh, got him. This guy, huh? So, on Twitter, yeah, I saw that shit. You already know what I'm gonna say. Do I even have to say it if we all know what I'm talking about and we all know that it was crazy? Like, it is disgusting. It was a little bothersome. I'm over it now. Maybe.
No, you aren't. 2 years fucking later, you
I don't
fucking
know yet.
bitch.
What happened? Long story short. The pedos are angry at me for being anti-pedo, and I didn't realize there is such a strong.
Let me tell you a funny story before this video with this world's most annoying person continues. I'd like to direct your attention to one of her Twitch mod called Illy the Kitty. Only lovers are disgusting, says, and she eggs on and agrees with a lot of shit that Emi is saying here. But there's a funny history with Illy the Kitty, which was also a VTuber for a short time, and she's part of the crew. She was at least part of the crew with all of these VR chat VTubers, if you want to call them that at least. And you know what's funny? Because Rev also saw this particular video with this particular clip. And he made another video about this situation. And I also found out what kind of content Illy the Kitty enjoys on her fucking Twitter account. Wouldn't you know, it's blue archive porn. Among hundreds of other things that has lolly characters in it. And there's so much lolly porn in her fucking likes. I even had a whole fucking thread about this. But that's not where the fucking funny story ends. After Rev makes a video about this whole situation, again, I know, funny, right? Illy, because she was even a bigger coward than Emi is, she goes back to her Discord and yells continuously to her fans, I guess, that she didn't know what she was liking on Twitter, and she didn't understand what it was. But all that lolly porn, hundreds of likes, by the way, it's all out there. Was out there, because you cannot see people's likes anymore. But that's what it was. But again, this is not what the funny ends. She goes to the Discord, tells her there's her fans, I didn't know. Please leave me alone. Evil Rev says Desu. How dare you show me the consequences of my actions and exposing my absolute hypocrisy. Please do not make more videos about me. I'm being hyperbolic, by the way, but that's essentially what she wanted to say about that. To be fucking left alone because, you know, evil lolicons are coming after her, calling her a hypocrite because she has BA fucking porn in her likes at that time. And of course, you know, because fans a lot of times do not think straight or think logically. They just want to defend their favorite streamers, their favorite online content creators. They defend her wholeheartedly and make very stupid arguments. But they didn't foresee one thing, that I was also on their Discord. And there's a whole conversation, and there's a whole fucking thread I have of Discord screenshots that I've taken of them absolutely losing their mind about me being there and pointing out what a hypocrite Ely, the kitty, or Scotty the kitty as she is now, is. And they do all kinds of things among threatening me with violence. They're gonna come and fucking get me. And of course, not knowing who I am on their Discord, they start a witch hunt and they try to ban people randomly, try to get me out of Discord. And eventually, Illy just says, "Please, guys, stop doing this. You're making the situation worse." And they stopped. She apologized for her actions. Not really about calling people pedophiles. I do not think. I do not remember if she did or if she didn't. If she apologized, good. If she didn't, that's bad. But essentially, Rev says Desu scared the shit out of her by showing her hypocrisy to fucking thousands of other people. And this story has an even funnier ending to it, because do you remember that Niwu post that Emi decided to shit on at the beginning of the stream? Well, Illy, a big friend of Emi, actually retweeted her, retweeted Niwu's post, agreeing with Niwu, instead of agreeing with Emi's fucking opinion. So this shows you how, you know, how these people interact with one another, how much they support one another and one another's opinions. It just takes, you know, a small spark to make them scared and ashamed, and they immediately fold in half. But, you know, since I do have a heart, I'm not gonna shit on Illy the kitty so much, because I know life already fucks her well enough. She has some outlying fucking health issues, which essentially almost make her paraplegic at some points. She has very serious physical ailments that you know, fuck with her almost 24/7. Of course, none of that excuses any of the shit that she said beforehand, but still, I'm not gonna kick someone when they're down. The only reason I'm bringing this up is to illustrate the point that all of these people, once again, that pretend to be friends with one another will turn on each other very quickly, will not side with one another if they can escape harm themselves, or if they can benefit from something. And they will absolutely lose their mind if they're confronted with someone that, you know, is considered to have a bigger following than they do. Because Illy or Scotty the kitty has, like, I don't remember how many Twitter followers she had. She had a significant one. She doesn't get much traction nowadays because it's all just kind of reposts of shit. But it doesn't matter. She's kind of irrelevant now. I'm just showing you the clique of these people and how all of them act to one another, and as well as how they treat other people. But now back to this bitch and her brats model. Because if I'm gonna get annoyed, you're gonna get annoyed with me, chat.
Strong community of them thriving on Twitter. It's almost like the dream SMP thing, where if you say one thing, they'll all come out, and they are very passionate, to the point where they were just attacking me and doxing me. And like, I woke up this morning and
no one doxed her, by the way. The doxing she's referring to is them pointing out her abuse videos.
one of them had, like, fucking, I kid you not, hours worth of tweets about every single thing I've ever done, like, wrong in my life. And like,
yeah, like dog abuse, boyfriend abuse, that's you know, significant thing to mention to other people. I wonder why they do that.
just tweeting the most vile shit about me when I never even knew who that person was until yesterday. And all I said was, I don't think people should sexualize lollies. If you don't know what a lolly is, it is a character online or through drawing that looks like a child. And so they started attacking me to try and use leverage, like, oh, you're not that good of a person either. And I'm just like, you're a pedophile. Like a real one. Like real. It was just a very weird day, all in all. Very weird night. It's like you speak out about stuff, but oh boy, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. It was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. They said that my character also looks like a lolly, and that my hairstyle on my VTuber.
She role-played lollies, by the way, using various VR chat models, so they weren't completely wrong.
Is a lolly hairstyle, and that I play VR chat, which is a game that has lollies in it. So that is also another reason why they called me a hypocrite. I spent all night, like, it's very, you have to pick and choose, like, who you respond to. Because a lot of people are just reaching out and they don't actually wish to change your point of view and educate you on stuff. And I don't know how you can even be educated on a topic about pedophiles. I think we are all on the same page that they're bad. And I don't think there's any, like, part of it or any tiny bit of it that is acceptable or okay, no matter how much you say that it's a cartoon, or no matter how much you say that they're not real, or that you live in Germany and the law doesn't apply to you, or that the age of consent in another country is whatever, or that the Western term for things isn't actually the term for things. Oh my God, my brother, you live in North Carolina. It was just crazy. No, you can't report them either because Twitter doesn't care. Trust me, they don't care. There is a full community of MAPS, minor attracted people on Twitter.
Yeah, she thinks lolicons are maps, and she likes to use that term, even 2 years ago. Again, suspicious that she would know this and use this term.
They thrive. Oh,
Which is
there's
that
no
thinks they do the
laws
same
in
thing.
North Carolina. I've never been there, but I don't think I should go now because I met a guy on Twitter who lives in North Carolina and is a pedo. But then they started saying that I was a hypocrite and that I also like lolly pedo stuff because I favorited manga porn. And they're like, actually, this manga is depicted from this series and their actual age is this. And I'm like, do you really think that I looked at a character that had grown adult features?
Bitch, you liked characters fucking specifically in school uniforms. What the fuck do you think? They were role-playing in the fucking manga? I mean, it could happen, and I bet it does happen in some series. But do you think these characters were role-playing? High schoolers, middle schoolers? You aren't that fucking naive, please.
And went and like looked up their age? No, my brother, you are posting videos and pictures of childlike lollies in diapers and at slumber parties. How is this the same? How is my
Kids fucking is equivalent. Just because one is older than the other doesn't make the other not pedophilia. I'm sorry. It shouldn't work like that.
I don't get it, dude. They expected me to be a lot more like
intelligent. Yes, I expect that out of a lot of people I meet. I don't have to lower my standards for how I interact with people because I'm not supposed to think the person I'm gonna talk to is a fucking dumbass, like Emmy herself here. I shouldn't have to lower my standards when talking to people. Or should I, chat? I mean, evidence of the streams that I've done and the shit that I talk about on Twitter would kind of prove me otherwise, but you know, still, I'd like to believe in some aspects of humanity out there that most people are not this fucking stupid, and I do not have to, you know, poke down to them as if they're like sub 60 IQ.
Solid with my defense of pedophiles are bad, because if you just say that they are bad, they will just say no, and then what? Like, no, actually no, they're not. Rebuttal? They call themselves this like group of people who are very against antis. That's what they call people who are against pedophiles. They call them antis. And if you are...
Go chat, I want to put this model in a fucking meat grinder, because that model in combination with her voice is just sending me over the fucking board. Give me a meat grinder, give me a wood chipper, give me a hacksaw. Give me a fucking metal pipe, please. I am feeling misogynistic.
From America and try to say something about this topic, they'll call you a Westie. So, yeah, it's very much, oh, Westies aren't very smart about this. Westie will never understand the Japanese term for lolicon is much different than the one based off of American terms. Yes, I know that you could be called a pedophile, but you see...
She's making shit up because no one at that time was making the arguments like this about her and about the shit that she was talking about. She's making all of this shit up in her head to portray people as stupid, whereas, as I already demonstrated to you thoroughly, she's the one that's completely uninformed about everything, and she's just incredibly fucking ignorant, and she's just not very smart, chat. That's the point I'm making.
This is just a drawing, and this woman shoots lasers out of her eyes. How can she be a baby? Oh yeah, I know that she's wearing a diaper and she has no boobs and she's sucking on a...
No one's making these kinds of fucking arguments in any real fucking discussion out there.
Pacifier. No, adult women definitely do that too. I swear, I have a ton of them. I know so many women who do this. Yes. One of them goes, actually, I have a 30-year-old friend in real life, and her proportions are quite small too. Oh, is she crawling around? Is she crawling on all fours with a diaper, with a super stinky, nasty diaper? And you're commenting on it, and you're saying things like, "Oh, you're too young to be sucking on condoms." You know what you're doing, you fucking weirdo.
Bitch invented someone in her fucking mind and just goes on a rant about it.
There's no way to argue with them. You really have to pick and choose which ones you reply to. There's no way you can spin it at all.
Also, the Westie term that she invented, I've never in my life have seen that. I've never seen any anti or whatever use that fucking term. She invented that shit wholesale.
You have to have some recognition. What is it called when you can see yourself? You need to do some self-reflection. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I the way that I am? What happened to me growing up that causes me to learn these uncommon behaviors that are...
You know, lack of self-awareness aside, I personally think it's the lack of a father figure. Because if you had a father figure in your life, he would have slapped that shit out of you a long time ago. And I don't necessarily mean in a physical way. I mean in a stern, very, very reasonable way, as in, no, Emma, or whatever the fuck your name is. You do not get to say or do this shit because it hurts other people, and you will end up looking like a retard to anybody else that interacts with you. Yes, I think the fucking lack of any fucking parental guidance is the cause of this person being the way she is.
Are frowned upon morally to the rest of society, but intrigue me. Why? Why do I like things that are bad?
I don't know, Amy. Why did you do blackface? Why did you call people the hard N word? Why did you spam swastikas in Discord chat? Why did you let your dog piss itself at least 2 times? Why have you done all of these things? I don't know. Why do you enjoy these things? Ask yourself these questions, Emmy, Emma, whatever. Like, a little self-reflection in the mirror, as you say.
Is it necessarily harmful if I'm not hurting anyone? Yes. You are hurting yourself with these weird mental gymnastics. Trying to, like, skirt around the fact that you're a pedophile. It's like, You are. And you need to... First is the recognition, and second is the treatment. Get off the internet. Just get off. Get off the internet, and maybe if it's really bad and you can't stop having these thoughts and you just gotta have my fucking lolly porn, then maybe you should check yourself into a facility, because there's not many other people like you. And that's for a reason. Like, it was so weird. So weird. Holy shit, 43 months. Kayla, thank you. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Yes.
And again, as I was saying to you before, 146k people, followers on Twitch, averaging the same viewers that I do. And I don't even stream all that often. And this was her career, by the way. Again, maybe a little petty thing to mention, but, you know, she was on the fucking decline back then. A huge fucking decline. And I imagine she did all of that to get some, you know, points from her butt buddies, but that never came about. So she kind of declined into eventually posting her ass and tits to everybody. That's why the whole fucking internet now knows that if you Google EmiOK, the first thing you do, and the first thing you see is gonna be her ass and tits, instead of any of the fucking drumsy content that she's been a part of. So yeah, that's her legacy, and I guess that's fine if you know are the type of person that, you know, supports sex workers and it's all so fucking progressive to do all of that, because it's not, you know, it's not shameful in any way if you don't have any other abilities other than showing off your body to people. You can, you know, judge me all you want for that. I work in the industry that deals with porn. And there are people that do this with a sense of pride and dignity. But people like Emmy here, they aren't that. So while I do not consider sex workers or, you know, any people that do it in a professional, sound way whores, Emmy, with her behavior, her vile, despicable behavior towards people that are also close to her, but also any other ones, yeah, she's a whore for many reasons. And that's not mainly because she decided to show her ass and tits to fucking hundreds of thousands of people out there.
So that was how I spent my night. How did you guys spend your night? Low battery? You bet it. Ow. Crying, working, sleeping, working, sleeping. You sound hurt. I mean, yeah, when people come out of nowhere and try to say that I'm worse than a pedophile, yeah, no. Pedophile is like the worst you can be in the world. I think we all agree that, like, you can do some fucked up stuff in the world, but fucking with kids is like the top tier most fucked up.
Except no one's fucking with kids, but you fucked with dogs. Not in a sexual way, but you messed with a fucking dog that was your own fucking dog.
You shy. Oh.
I'm glad this video cut off. I'm glad these clips only exist on my fucking hard drive nowadays. But yeah, chat. This is not over. Not over yet. Because I have to show you some of the things that she was a part of in the past. Rev didn't do a photo look through this, but I did back in the day. I posted all of that on Twitter in 2022, back when I wasn't streaming it. But we'll take a closer look. Not that much of a, you know, we're not gonna do a full investigation into any of this, but I'll give you a rundown of all of this. Here's that original Reddit thread that listed all of the shit that she has done. I believe it was from 2020. We've already seen all of the videos that were posted. Those streamable links are still active. You can find them on my personal Twitter too. You just look up my name and the name EmiOK, and you're gonna find all of that very easily in a big thread. So if you don't want to stay around, you can go and read all of that and watch it yourself if you so wish to. But yeah, this was the call-out thread from her ex-boyfriend, because she decided to essentially call him a racist for no reason whatsoever. And he says this: "I'm not gonna get publicly called racist by my ex-girlfriend. Emma, this is why I called the cops on you 2 days ago. Crazy that you would lie and make it about yourself during a time like this, but I'm not surprised." And yeah, she apparently went to a protest and left the dog alone, locked it the fuck up in a closet, and it started pissing it all over itself. Was the story there? And here's him showing lots of fucking images of how they live and the piss covered fucking floor with the videos that you already also seen. We've seen all of this from 2020, 4 years ago, not that long in a perspective. And here's people commenting on it. Not that important. You can kind of imagine what they would be saying. Okay, feel badly for the dog, of course. But this comment struck me. And it's very indicative of how people are online. Can't believe some people defending the girl. She really tried to make him hit her. Kept getting in his way to make him get physical. Yet he didn't. Even when he went into his room, she blocked the door and tried again. Then punched him in the neck for gently making her get out. Yeah. And there are people that defended that shit. And there are people that still defend that shit nowadays, because, you know, how can a fucking woman be ever guilty of any abuse? It's simply impossible, chat. The fact that she's trying to use recent public events and manipulate that against you is weird. Her personality and attitude changed real quick when she realized you were recording. Yeah, that's the thing I was pointing to. She went from you know, from essentially just arguing with him to screaming banshee, trying to make him out to be the abuser. It's extremely fucking psychotic behavior. I'm gonna be honest, she doesn't seem mentally fit to have animals of any kind of, let alone have any, have her own place. And even back then, damn bitch, you live like this. And then a lot of people just feeling bad for him. And again, from what these tweets indicated. Don't know how true that is. That they were pretty a long time together, 4 years. Sounds weird. She literally is the worst person I have ever come into contact with. She wanted to protest, but a year ago she was posting shit like this in my friend's Discord. LOL. Tons more screenshots. I just don't want to blow this thread. LOL. WTF. Swastika spawn. She's a somebody. Swastika, swastika, swastika. Swastika all the way. N-words. Yo, yo, N-words. And this is her right there. That's her. It's nobody else. It's not people pretending to be her. That's outright fucking her. Again, and more people, and then linking to a even bigger thread of what she was part in. There's that infamous fucking Nutella in the face blackface. More swastikas. She just fucking loves those fucking swastikas. Even fucking Blue Archive profiles on Twitter don't post as many swastikas as she has done in these 2 fucking posts. And here's things that, you know, Rev hasn't explored that much. So we're gonna be reading all of this. A lot of this, you know, doesn't have that much evidence, but there's, you know, corroborations of some people that apparently knew her. So take that with a grain of salt. But again, considering all of the other shit that she has done and said, I'm more inclined to believe this fucking Reddit thread than her own words. And her own words about a lot of this stuff is, oh, I didn't know, or nuh-uh, I didn't do any of that shit. So yeah. The Emiya girl is a literal Nazi. So for those of you who turned into Hassan's stream a few moments earlier, you probably saw the Emiya girl putting up some fake tears and crying because she was exposed as a Nazi, and Hassan was misled due to not knowing who she is. Believing it was all a misunderstanding. She essentially feigned ignorance about not knowing what friend world is. But let's take a look at the history of what she has done. Here's her saying the N-word like 20 times and doing blackface. She downplayed by saying that she used to be a tad bit edgy in the past. Tad bit. In quotation marks. Dresses up as a clown on stream and does the honky stuff really recently. Makes post on Friend World. You don't accidentally post on Friend World multiple times. Anyone who thinks this is literally retarded. Claims she didn't know the Friend World sub existed until a few days ago. Liar. Her ex-boyfriend apparently worked for a terrorist named Milo Yiannopoulos. Previously went under the name Emiya Adorable and was obsessed with Keemstar and Leafy. Quite the selection of cancerous people to be obsessed over. Curious. The LSF Reddit detectives, live stream fails by the way. The abbreviation here for that. Also unleashed on her about a month ago, and I don't care about all the incel arguments against her, but what do I care about is the part highlighted in red. If you watch Hassan's VOD, apparently she made some really yikes comment about slavery, which is then went back on. I went to her Twitch chat during her talk with Hassan, and there was people literally talking about how evil Muslims are and how Hassan is culturally a Muslim, and that they should all report him. And mods were also typing in the chat and weren't banning anything. Curious. Again, it just gets much worse the deeper you go. She is also known to be a literal sociopath who's highly manipulative and goes around pretending to be in love with various people. I'd imagine the recent person was Esfand. It's very likely someone would start crying just because Hassan subs posted her friend world memes in Hassan's chat when she's been exposed much harder in the past by livestream fails. She claimed she didn't know what Clown World or Friend World are, but it's absolutely no way that you be someone involved with Milo, Keemstar, Leafy, and then top of that, post both Clown World and Friend World, and then play dumb about her not knowing what it is. I suggest you all go and watch the VOD from Hassan's stream. She basically just fake cries and plays dumb. It's so painfully obvious to anyone who has an IQ over 100 and isn't wearing cock glasses about the whole thing. Here's Fortune Nazis signaling that her stream is a safe space for Nazis. That's the screenshot that I already showed you, by the way. Edit 2. Okay, she's 100% a liar. If you guys remember last week on the Raj Royale, Hassan and Rain were arguing over systemic racism. Emia was in Raj Royale as well. If you remember, Hassan went on a huge tangent talking about crypto-fascism and Friend World on that episode of Raj Royale. Destiny even reviewed this on stream. So now today she comes on stream and pretends like she doesn't know what Clown World and or Friend World or crypto-fascism is when less than 5 days ago Hassan went on a big speech about in the fucking Raj Royale she was in. That is gonna be a stiny from me, dog. There's chat logs she denied that they're hers, but it's pretty pathetic lie. She's just hoping that people will forget the different names she used throughout her rebranding. She seems to enjoy using the N-word and making bomb jokes, but it's uncomfortable saying whether or not she thinks systematic racism exists. Maybe she's worried she will lose her crypto-fascist fanbase if she pretends not to be a Nazi. That's an Omega yikes, what the fuck? I read the original thread about her on livestream fails that you mentioned, and there was a lot of questionable background. Not to say people can change, especially she was in her teens for some of the instances, but she just gives off this troll vibe so aggressively. I just wrote her off as a bad faith actor and someone trying to gain viewership throughout other big streamers. Well, you got that point right, at least. A lot of the streamers in Austin seem to want to distance themselves from her or ban her from their house. You have to be doing something something redeemable top of history like that, and she is not. So why give her attention or viewership? Worst case, she is a crypto-fascist. Best case, she's a troll you can't take seriously. Personally, again, I think she's fucking her way. She also fucked her way into popularity with some of these people. Again, I have no evidence for that, but I wouldn't put it past her to do that. People can change, but posting Friend World 1 day ago would constitute a change. Friend World is just a troll, by the way. Friend World is one of the subs you'd only know if you were in all along. Dog whistling and jokes, so yeah, she shouldn't be getting the benefit of the doubt from anyone. The entire crowd is vile. Milo, a terrorist? Yeah, he's banned from entering universities because he would dox trans or brown people, and those people would get harassed or swatted. I don't know how real that is, but all of these people in my mind are retarded and they are worth one another. It doesn't matter what side of the argument they are on. Old habits die hard, I guess. See, there it is. Rigor. From 2019. And here's some people, you know, just discussing her political beliefs. Nothing too important. And it really doesn't matter in this post. Anyway, she was kind of involved in some way with Brittany Venti at one point, but I imagine she would get around. Considering all of the other popular or semi-popular people she tried to attach herself to. Because people in Friend World literally talk about the Jews on a daily basis, shirt says figs. I'm not a Nazi purist, but to be fair, if you want to avoid this criticism, you could always just call her an anti-Semite. I would call her racist, transphobic, anti-Semite, etc., 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 or just call her a Nazi. They also fit in Nazi iconography in their memes, like Black Sun and shit. And this one's from Livestream Fails, by the way. This bracketed thing is very telling. Speaking of Twitter, has had well over a dozen Twitter accounts banned for bullying people, posting transphobic, racist hate comments, fat people hate, not just for posting nudes. I remember she got a lot of shit for non-stop atting a girl in League community and bullying her because she looked trans. And that was it. The girl she was bullying didn't even know who she was before that, lol. Here's that 4chan post that we've seen a while back. And here's an article explaining what Friend World was. After 9 months, Reddit finally bans groups spreading thinly veiled anti-Semitism. And again, you had to know what Friend World was in order to post on Friend World. And mind you, Reddit is a place that's retarded that a lot of things can get banned on. But Friend World was one of these places where, you know, people were posting all kinds of ironic racism until actual racists started to come in that thought that they were in good company. And around the time where that fucking subreddit was already in full-fledged anti-Semitic, anti-black, anti-whatever mode, Emi was there and happily enjoying herself, just posting the fuck away. She knew what she was getting into. And there's a lot of shit about, you know, her connection to that. And what Friend World was, with multiple explanations of what kind of posts were included on that subreddit. A whole list of them. How many times does Emi does something horrible need to happen before she's permabanned? Because honestly, it's 1 year at this point. Funniest part is that she used to be indefinitely banned, but got it appealed by leveraging the streamer boyfriend she was dating at that time to his community to sign a petition to get her unbanned. He's also a person that she manipulated to buy her 2 very expensive dogs. One of them is one in the clip. The other one got rehomed due to being in poor of a condition. When she was with that chips guy for like 2 months, honest, I can't believe how many times this girl has like moved across the country, signed a lease with someone, and lasted 2 to 3 months. This is like the 4th time. Honest, I hate that I know this. That was the streamer she milked dry, yes. Dude, I googled the guy because I forgot his name. Dude is like 34, hitting on a 19, 20-year-old. Both adults don't give a fuck, but get better fucking taste in women, at least. Emi goes psycho and is abusive? Never saw that one coming. Somehow she's still allowed to stream on Twitch. EmiOK, LMAO, she needs to be banned, imagine. Letting a proven dog abuser stream on your site. She used to be indefinitely banned, but got several streamers banned for showing up on their streams unannounced. Twitch thought she reformed. And again, Emi still has her Twitch. You know, she doesn't stream on it anymore, but she still has her Twitch active. And you know, there are people out there shitting on Kick for having shitty streamers on it. But you know, Twitch, YouTube, all of these platforms are guilty of, I wouldn't say harboring terrible people, but you know, none of these platforms are saints, and a lot of them will protect amazingly shitty people. Do you think fucking Hassanabi deserved a platform for all the shit that he has said and done? Just brings in the money. They don't give a fuck. Hopefully enough people will report her and send this clip and get her banned for good this time. Never happened, unfortunately. That place is fucking disgusting. How do people live that, referring to the apartment from those clips? She does that every place she lives in. Apparently many roommates have come forward, LMAO. Check the comments defending Emiya too. People like Zookdog, also fellow racist e-girl who sent nudes to a 14-year-old, check it out. She even blocked the person. And Zook fucking Duke is a whole another rabbit hole in itself. Jesus fucking Christ. Zookduk is essentially this. Kill yourself, fucking Jew, N-word, monkey. He addressed that on his Twitter too. According to the past roommates, apparently no matter how much they cleaned, she would always still be a slob and would end up like this. That's a serious indicator something is wrong with her mental health for sure. Feels like many streamers live like pigs. On today's episode of Don't Stick Your Dick in Crazy, yeah, no sympathy here. You only have to watch 2 minutes of her streams to realize that she's batshit crazy. So to meet them in real life and not to see it, I feel bad for him, especially since that was his first girlfriend. Holy shit. Oh, that hurts. Isn't this the racist e-girl that has tried rebranding several times now, but failed every time because she can't stop being a piece of shit? Am I adorable? Emiya, EmiOK, Violet, etc. She can't even get away with Pepe Laugh. Imagine playing life on easy mode with cheats on and still fail this hard. And here's again that former boyfriend giving more context to the situation where the dog abuse happens. March 30th. She goes out to protest, leaves at some time in the morning, locks her dog in the closet, doesn't tell me. I get home at 5 PM and she's nowhere to be found. And there was a tweet longer about this at some point in which she said, he abandoned the apartment after trying to force me to pay the lease break and left his room like this, which I'll have to clean before I move out so I can get my security deposit back. That's not a big issue though, just annoying. How are you gonna say this when your room looks like that in every house you have lived in? Please refer to all her roommates in the past that know how fucking disgusting she treats her living space. How long have you been gone? A while. Where is Max? Referring to the dog. My closet. He is fed and has a bone. If you want to take him out, you can, but don't let him free roam alone. I took him on a long walk this morning. He pissed and shit in the closet. Where's Max? Oh, he has a bone. He's fine because bitch gave him a bone and locked him in the closet. Because, you know, dogs feel really fucking good in the closed spaces. It's not like they don't have to move around. You know, dogs very well known for enjoying enclosed spaces with bones. Piece of shit. Dumb piece of shit. Keep in mind, before now, Destiny and DGG have been regularly talking with her both on the stream and in offline chat. Destiny will probably distance his community from her after this. I don't know anything about her boyfriend, but from the video he doesn't come off as a racist. Maybe when he calls the protests riots, but we would need context. She's definitely neglecting her dog, forcing him to pee in the apartment. Also, he mentions more neglect. Definitely a very shitty owner. She was the main reason I stopped watching Destiny, and probably the same reason so many people did as well. So, as you can see, this bitch was trying to get into every single fucking popular streamer space. Be there fucking political shit, the fucking edgy Sperglords from fucking Friend World, anything. And she finally got her hooks into fucking VR chat people with Drumsy. And that was her big break. She should fucking count her lucky stars, because otherwise this bitch would have nothing. And considering how much she fucks around and finds out, at some point she's just gonna get her just desserts for the shit that she does. She charmed all of Destiny's community, so apparently she's cool now. Charmed Destiny's community? In which universe? DGT hated her with a passion. At the time, there were plenty of threads against her after the "oh, I have amnesia, I don't remember being racist" shit. That's a fucking funny excuse. I have fucking amnesia. I mean, just looking through most of it still looks way worse for her. Everything she brings up is very "look, I'm also a victim," while not actually showing some bad stuff. Oh no, he told you might not want to keep the relationship going when you didn't want to talk to him about the relationship. What a mean person. I don't know the guy, obviously, but if you look at the tweet longer and see actual evidence of him being worse than her, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Every evidence brought up is meh at best. Oh no. One time he grabbed her when you can see in the other videos she's constantly pushing her leg being in his face. He's not handling it in the best clearly, but saying he's worst? Come on. In one of the videos that Hen posted on Twitter, she traps him in the corner and goes in his face. We've seen that video too, by the way. And then her people fucking explaining the situation a little bit more. So let's read all of that, because we're almost at the end of it anyway. Her response doesn't make him look bad, lol. I mean, it makes him look bad in the sense that he got into a relationship with her to begin with and stayed for however long he did, because she seems like a psycho from day one. Literally everything she posted about him is basically him trying to figure out why she can't just act like a rational human being/partner. And her response is that he's basically verbally abusing her and simply is incapable of dealing with her depression. LMAO. Yeah, depression makes you do all of that shit. True. Even in the breakup video that she, whatever reason, decided to share with everyone on her Discord, which is presumably where the worst of their arguments would be, is literally just him expressing how he is fed up and over her shit. And instead of taking any sort of accountability for any of his points or responding with any sort of defense to his accusations to make him being the wrong, she just cries that he's being mean and boasts about how she's basically above his league. Like, what? LOL. Dude, even in the pics when she tries to make him look bad, she just comes off as a petty bitch. She posts pics about how he trashed the 2K couch he slept on after they broke up. And the couch looks literally spotless and the room is not even trashed. Literally 60 seconds of cleaning it all would require to make the picture look the way it does, to putting in a magazine to advertise the apartment. Then the pic about how he abandoned her with Elise, literally once again showing her delusions if she thinks that him leaving the apartment like that makes him look like an asshole. He literally cleaned it in out minus a Coke can and a few small pieces of trash that he can sweep up as fast as he would have taken for her to pull out the camera and frame that picture. Yet the paint damage is annoying, but that's a reality of living in a space and moving out. You're probably gonna have to do some repainting, especially if you're the type of person that mounts a lot of shit to your walls. She is butthurt that he doesn't care about her feelings, while she literally ignores all of his feelings every time he expresses them to her and scapegoats it all on her depression. Emiya only faked amnesia one time. Yahoo! And here's some chat logs about her having connections to Destiny. And her saying that, essentially she had a disease that made her reject water and it caused her amnesia. It's all a lot of fucking bullshit and made up pseudoscience. You can read this on your own. I had enough for this with this bitch for one fucking stream. One evening is enough. The replies in those videos, Jesus Christ, you can't watch these videos and think that she's in the right in any way. The only people defending her are her fellow racists, mentally ill e-girls like Zugduk, who also happens to send 14-year-olds nudes. Wait, what? Explain this. Did she know? Like, was this OnlyFans thing where he happened to be 14 or it wasn't e-sexting a minor? Sexting minors. They're both fucking retards. From what I can tell, toxic ass relationship. And that's it. If you look around, and it's not that hard to actually find, there's so much more about her. Not even buried in the past, it's all out there. And again, her way of addressing all of that in the past is either I didn't know what it was, I don't remember doing that, or the most egregious, the most ridiculous argument you could make, I have a disease that makes me reject water, and that caused my amnesia. So there you have it, chat. Your look into what becomes of thoughts when they would do absolutely anything to get popular online. So if you're a woman, or if you're a man, never follow this example. Never think it's okay to be EmiOK. And how the fuck does she still have any sort of pull with any of these fucking people? I have no fucking idea. She must suck some fucking mean dick, even of the girls that she's friends with, in order for her to be tolerated in any sort of fucking way. I have no fucking idea. With all of the things about her being out there. And I do hope that the VTubers that collabed with her kinda, you know, see the light of day. Because otherwise I'm gonna start thinking that they know this and they do not care, which again reflects badly on them. But that's their decision. If they want to be associated with that's on them completely. Fucking shit. So yeah. I don't know what else to tell you. A summary within a single video, chat. This is my summary once again.
This woman!
And what a waste of tits. That's my summary of what EmiOK is. As a person, as a content creator, as a human being. I hope you guys weren't too annoyed, because a lot of this was just incredibly infuriating to go through. But, you know, when things need to be out there, they need to be out there. I may have a small channel, but I will talk about the things that do interest me on a personal basis like this. I hope you found some sort of minimal entertainment from this. I hope you have a good evening, good morning, good day, or good night, wherever you find yourself in the world. I'm gonna play you off with something decent for once, because at least my music choices is something most people here can enjoy, even if they cannot enjoy my choice in topics. I don't know what else were we gonna do next time. I'd like to stream more, of course, but I always need to find a good reason to stream. I'm not that type of person that just wants to hit go live and just talk about anything to anybody, although in some context I imagine that would be enjoyable and productive in some way, but I'd like to spend, again, my time in a more constructive way, so that everyone actually can learn something, and this way I could show you things that I have learned, and maybe you will get something out of them too. But yeah, that's everything for right now. And thanks for joining me in this shit show. And I hope you have a good night. And if you want to stay, stay for the music. Do not stay for the e-horse, please. I'll see you when I see you next time. I'll announce it on Twitter. Bye-bye.
もっとやれる広がる小屋でもめこらせば見える降りかかる勝負がもつ意に与えられたミッション行く戻るとどまる自分だけで決めてきたようで運命に知らずに力でと握るバカそとけなんて難しいけど今日もいつも君を振り返ってこれがエボリューションかませよ一撃仰天するんだ世界を一緒にな新時代の幕開けプリステもう先頭前みんなパイオニア武器なら何本持ってない手の中の絆終わらないファイトいざゴーゴーゴーパドウェイ負けないと誓うから信じて湧き立つ勇気は無限大正解は一つじゃないからか感じるかとどの道も予想つかないちょっとハプニングだらけ捨てる拾う分けるパワーの使い方こそらしさ最高と笑い合える未来探そうぜいつか今日不意に振り向く時期から誇るさだって君と挑戦した全てがレボリューション燃やせよ魂不可能ないは何って約束だ真宇宙の幕開け拍車響けはるかみんなスタータしくしてもどこからでも生まれ変わってゆける個次元大いざゴーゴーゴーカラー逃げないと決めたものに宿る希望感動は永遠初めて正気に登ってる生きてるお互いの思い出何し合えば次が言うわ 進んだ叶わないと諦めた夢も現実にかまってかませよ一撃仰天するんだ世界を一緒にな新時代の幕開けプレイリストもうずっと前になパイオニア武器なら何本持てない手の中の絆終わらないかいいざ堂々のファドへ待てないと誓うから信じて湧き立つ勇気は無限大